Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. No static. How does that look? Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check.
And welcome into this special edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. As always, we are brought to you by Ballybet, the Ballybet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the one that we have been waiting for. The appetizers are gone. This is your main course. It is a joint practice between your Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. I am merely Bo. The orange jacket, Mr. Siciliano, is here.
Good day to you both.
And Dr. Z.
Hello. I feel like you tamper down the hello when I show energy on the good day to you both. I feel like I'm stealing your thunder.
Couldn't.
I don't want to steal your thunder.
My thunder
point.
He's like
is
Thor.
bountiful. It's an abundanza.
He's Thor.
That's
he's
right.
the god of thunder.
Absolutely. Listen,
this is
Second
what we've
straight day you've mentioned Thor, the god of thunder.
that's right.
Yeah.
This is
Well,
like
the
a
kids are
prime
watching it.
rib. This is like a perfectly cooked prime rib. This is what you've been waiting for. In 2026,
Now we're here.
This is the most consequential day of the offseason for your Cleveland Browns.
We have this is the one. I mean, obviously
the
the
one.
quarterbacks are the headliners in all of this, but as we kind of articulated yesterday on the show, I'm fascinated to see in the lines of scrimmage, can our defensive line be as dominant against somebody in an opposing color, and can our offensive line hold up? Those things I'm very, very curious about, but of course the headlines will be the quarterback, Duck to Z.
There's no doubt about it. And today you're going to get periods where they're going to split the reps with the ones. That's what we were told by Todd Monken on the Todd Monken Show on Tuesday night. And so you're going to get, just so people kind of have an idea of how many first-team reps are out there to be had today, there are first-team reps. We've got 10 in a rundown period, 8 in a pass period, so that's 18, 28, 38. And then there's going to be one field. We're going to get a 2-minute drill, and we're going to get a move the ball. So one group, 6 plays, going to be fun. So there are potentially here, 40-plus first-team reps. Both guys should probably get in the neighborhood of 20 or so. We'll see if it ends up being even. And then there are also 7 second-team reps every time there are 10 first-team reps. And I don't think those are going to be all Dylan Gabriel. I think that you're going to see Shedeur and Deshaun Watson get those as well. So we're talking about an opportunity for both quarterbacks today to get in the neighborhood 25-plus plays, I would think.
And I think we also have an opportunity today for one of these quarterbacks to throw a knockout punch. Now, it would have to be a significant punch. I mean, it would have to be one of those punches that go viral on social media and knocks the other guy to the floor.
James Buster Douglas.
Kimbo Slice. Remember
speaking.
Kimbo Slice on YouTube?
Yep.
He had a big
I
punch.
do. And I remember where I was when James Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson that night in Tokyo. I was a wee bit child who should have been in bed already, but was watching the fight on HBO. But for anyone who says this is over, now it might be leaning in one direction. I think that's fair. I think the veteran quarterback would naturally have the edge here. But to say it's over, I think, is comical. Because what if Shedeur comes out today and has a great day? What if he has a good day today, but then throws 3 touchdowns in the first half on Saturday? I don't care against whom he is going. That is a resounding statement. Conversely, Deshaun could do the same thing. If it's still pretty much a draw, then I would have to assume the edge goes to the veteran quarterback. But one of those two has a golden opportunity today and Saturday to play ridiculously good football, and I think that would go miles.
Yeah, I think today is the day for it because it's going to be ones-on-ones. It's going to be the most type of that action that you're going to get all preseason. In fact, it's going to be probably the only type of that action that you get all preseason because I think a decision needs to be made here coming out of this Bills portion of the offseason. That includes obviously today, which I think would be weighted very heavily, and then, of course, the game on Saturday. But you know, it's interesting that you said in a case of a tie, it goes to the veteran.
I think so, don't you?
So, philosophically, Nathan Zagura,
right?
When I'm talking to our sophisticated football audience, would say if it's not a clear discrepancy, play the young guy that's on a 5th-round contract.
I'm with you.
I know you agree.
Philosophically. But do you think realistically that is how it would play out?
Well, you'd have to get in the head of Todd Monken on that,
but
which none of us are. But I think just if they're close, you go with Shedeur because he's a 5th-round pick. He's under team control. Money-wise, it makes sense.
Logically.
And the Deshaun thing, while it could get done next year if he has a great year, ownership said that a couple of weeks ago. The reality is it's complicated to get back to that point. I think we kind of hit on this when you were out west, buddy, this week. Like it really for Todd, it's just kind of it's a complicated, heavy decision, but he's had 6 months to know these guys. It's not like this is something where every practice he's learning something new. Like he kind of knows who they are, and I think you're going to have he's going to have confirmation bias one way or the other, and today's going to be a big part of that. But you're basically saying to yourself, am I going to live with or can I get Deshaun Watson to revert back from a trusting his arm and what he sees standpoint to what he was before? Can I get somebody who is an ultimate playmaker? Can I get that back out of him? We haven't seen a whole lot of that in camp. Now, we said it 2 weeks ago Wednesday, and he had it. And when he gets it going, he looks like that.
Yes.
Or as the other side of that, can you get Shedeur to be everywhere he needs to be operationally and then have the layups be layups for Shedeur because sometimes those are not. So that is the kind of, to me, the yin and yang that he's fighting with.
Yeah, you kind of have, if you put them together, you have kind of everything that he would be looking for. Chunk plays and explosives from Shedeur, better operation, better quick game from Deshaun, a little more athleticism in the read option game from Deshaun. But the question is going to be, can Deshaun Watson play freely? And if Deshaun Watson can play freely and be more than just the quick read, now he operated very effectively in Chicago, went up and down the field, should have had more points. Harold Fannin dropped one on the 3rd down that ended up being a big one. But if he can go and recapture some of that, you feel really good about it. Shedeur Sanders, again, makes big throw on 4th down in our move the ball period yesterday in the 2-minute drill, but then spikes it before everybody's set and the clock runs off. And so it's the little things that become big things to coaches or what are holding Shedeur back. And then on the side for Deshaun, the reason it hasn't been cemented yet is he hasn't been that playmaker yet that we've seen Shedeur be.
Can I use a basketball analogy? I usually go baseball. Let's use this.
Better for this
analogy.
audience.
Yeah, better for us, yeah.
So with Deshaun, you got a guy that can score in the paint, right? He's good. He could hit the bunnies. He's got to be able to step back and take some threes.
Yep.
Conversely, Shedeur is going to knock down the three. He has no problem dribbling the ball over the timeline and just jacking it up there. Right? And you know what? He's going to hit a lot of them, but he's got to be able to hit the layups as well. He's got to be able to score in the paint. And when I say paint, I don't mean red zone. But to your point, like if you were to put those guys together, you'd have a complete basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you have scores on this team. You need someone who can get the other guys the ball.
Yeah, you need a point guard.
Yes.
You need a point guard. It's what you need here, and we'll see where that goes. And the other thing on this, folks, and I know on this program we've reiterated it over and over again, but sometimes I think it just needs to be said to be reminded. Both of these guys, this was clean slate.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Monken has no prejudice towards either one. Like, this is clean slate. You and I have talked many times. If this was the previous regime, I don't think Deshaun Watson would be participating in this joint practice in this way. And I think he probably would say that as well.
100%
so
he would.
This is a clean slate for everybody, and it's just what you do with it. And from Todd's perspective, Todd Monken wants to do one thing. He is living a dream. He is one of 32 head coaches in the National Football League. He has worked his rear end off his entire life to get to this point. Probably thought there's a chance he was never going to get this opportunity. He is going to be completely uncompromised with a singular focus to win. That's it. That's all he's about. He's about winning this practice. He's about winning week 1 against Jacksonville. He's not thinking about – we're thinking about all the other things, the big picture stuff. That's Andrew Berry. That's ownership. That's not Todd. Todd is in charge of this decision, and he wants to win week 1.
And this is going to be a legitimate test here today because Joe Brady just said about 25 minutes ago, if you believe him, he has yet to make up his mind as to whether or not he's going to play his 1s or even his 2s for that matter on Saturday. He said it depends on how this practice goes, and talking to some Buffalo people down in the field, both, guys wearing uniforms today and guys not, it's not as if they're going to come out and start fights. That's not what I'm saying. But they are taking this quite seriously, and they're not just going through the motions. There's going to be some scripted stuff out here today. They are, I wouldn't call this a game plan, but they are not sleepwalking through this practice.
No, and that's why this is a great barometer for the Cleveland Browns. I feel really good about our first 22. And how does it stack up with a team that a lot of people think is an AFC championship contender and a Super Bowl contender, obviously, because they've got number 17, the Superman, the MVP, Josh Allen. So when you look at this for the Browns, this is going to tell you, okay, what can we be a little bit? And I'm not as concerned today, to be perfectly honest with you, at home with the 2s and the 3s. And yes, I know that matters, but I'm concerned about the 1s. How do our starters look against their starters?
Yep.
And if we can compete with their starters, injuries happen, all of those things happen. Yes, you need depth. We know that some of the sacrifices that have been made with that regard to our roster. But if we can compete with the starters of the Buffalo Bills, I'm going to feel pretty good coming out of this. And it's about the quarterbacks, yes, but I think it's about the line of scrimmage. I think it's about the back end. Now, we're going to do this today. Obviously, no Malik Collins. He won't be participating. Carson Schlesinger still not participating. But, we have a lot of skill talent. What does that look like today in this matchup here with the Buffalo Bills? Now, one thing that I am looking for, and I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, I have not seen it yet, is I've been looking for number 10, Quinshon Judkins. And I see Dylan Sampson.
Usually he is in one of
with
those
Dylan.
middle lines.
I see Sanders. I see Amani Marshall.
I really enjoyed you guys yesterday, by the way, having so
Thank
much
you.
trouble seeing the far field. I'm like,
Oh,
welcome to
my
my life
goodness.
with bad
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
It was a long ways.
I mean,
I
they
know.
were look
It was
at
a
how
long
far
way.
away. Siciliano.
I can't see that.
There were 2 passes
Yeah.
that ended up being dropped, which we did not know.
Binoculars.
Oh, yeah.
I
should have brought mine. Mine are at the house. Yeah. I mean, I need the Hubble telescope for that.
Yeah,
long
no,
ways.
it's a long way. We did.
I don't
I
see
thought we did
10.
a pretty good job. I do not see.
I do not
Quinshon
see
Judkins.
Quinshon Judkins. Now, do I see Mike Hall, who was out yesterday? Or no, Jared Verse was out yesterday. Is Verse
Isaiah
here?
McGuire's there. Jared Verse is there.
Quinshon is not with the running backs currently.
No.
See Michael Burton over there. He is an observer again today, but he's wearing his 34.
But I don't see Quinshon even out here.
No.
So it was kind of funny. Grant Delpit, Ronnie Hickman did a joint presser earlier today. Browns did their player avails before practice, as they usually do. And he was asked, I think Mary Kay might have the question, hey, you guys seemingly hit Quinshon pretty hard on Tuesday. Is there something to that? And they both, Ronnie and Grant, like, we did? And kind of started chuckling. And Grant goes, oh, we hate Quinshon. Don't print that. Don't print that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Ha ha ha. No. Quinshon, we love him. He's tough. Whatever. We're tough. There's nothing. No. Come on. But we really hate him. No, I'm kidding. And it was all in good fun. But no, I do not see Quinshon out there.
It is interesting
Mike Hall
to
I
me.
can see in his green cleats now.
Oh, yeah, Mike Hall is.
He's back to the green cleats.
Malachi Corley also green cleats.
Mike Hall, Gage
Larvadain
Larvadain, and
green
green
cleats.
cleats as well today.
As I believe Will Ferrell said, bring your green cleats.
Denzel.
We're going through the quad to the gymnasium. No, everybody else is out there now.
Yeah. No
Cedric
Quinshon,
Tillman's in street clothes, or in his jersey standing there. Carson's same thing in his jersey standing there right now, talking with Mike Rutenberg around midfield as we're going to go through some individual things right now as the various position groups have broken off. But no, there's no Quinshon Judkins out there. And the last play we saw, last 2 plays, Aiden Huntington kind of shouldered Quinshon to the ground. The next one, you got kind of hit up high by Jared Verse, who ended up kind of ripping the Guardian cap off, but certainly no indication at that point that any type of an injury had occurred or anything like that. So I'm not sure what has happened there with Quinshon, but
And
certainly
Todd hasn't talked since
when he
the start of that
he's after
practice.
practice.
he
So
will
he'll
talk
be
after
practice
practice,
today.
so we'll get an update on it then. But certainly it's noteworthy
Very.
that
Yeah.
he is not out here.
Yeah, so this will be 2 straight practices without
And,
Quinshon Judkins.
and that's somebody that I really wanted to see today.
Yeah.
Not so much for Quinshon, but because Quinshon is our bell cow, and I really wanted to get a look at our running game today. And
Honestly, I don't mind. I'd rather I know that's important, but to me, it's how
you
our
didn't
O-line.
even let me
No,
finish.
it's
And
how
you're
their
shouting
O-line-
down.
before you got a chance.
Unbelievable.
how
The
their
great Bernie is here.
how their O-line or the Browns O-line
He's got a
moves
security team
the
polo.
Bills D-line. You're right. I should have let you finish the thought. I
So
apologize.
hurtful.
I apologize, but you get my point. I want to see the line move the line.
For sure. I just want
Yes.
to see what it looks like with a guy that's going to be carrying the ball primarily
I hear
this
you.
year.
Yeah, I think you would. I mean, quite honestly, like, we're like week 4 without Schlesinger.
Yeah.
It's been a long
And I know-
long time.
I know that we are told he will be okay, but I
You'd like to
assume
see
he's
it.
going to be. But this is one where you kind of wanted to see where this goes, and
Just only thing else, there's still 3 weeks. Of
I know,
course,
it's
I
long
wanted
ways.
I
Long
wanted to
ways,
see
yeah.
him this week because, again, now if you're Easton Mascarenas Arnold, what an opportunity this is.
Winston Reed.
What an opportunity to go in there as the Mike linebacker, and basically the Mike linebacker kind of is the one who gets into the game of cat and mouse a little bit with the quarterback. And so for Easton Mascarenas Arnold, you're going to get in that cat and mouse game a little bit here with Josh Allen. So that's going to be very valuable. Yes, of course I would love to see Carson out here. I wish we had everybody out here.
Yeah.
Because this is the best work that our starters will get until we go down to Jacksonville. Period. It is.
God, 17's out of Central Casting, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he is.
Well, yeah.
He's got
I mean,
a
it's
howitzer.
just
He's married to Haley Steinfeld. I mean, they got the whole things going on.
yeah.
Yes.
There's just something. It's one of the. I mean, the great Bernie Kosar was just here,
Yes.
and it's probably been since him. We had a few thoughts of that with Bake, and obviously hopeful with Couch and everybody else that you've drafted along the way. But like to have a guy entrenched, like he's your guy forever. Don't worry about it. MVP contender, all of it. There's just a confidence that these guys swagger into every room with by
yeah.
having that guy leading them out there.
And
It's
he's got a
crazy.
hand cannon.
That,
does.
that draft, you've got an MVP in Josh Allen now who's never been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You've got a 2-time MVP in Lamar Jackson who has never been to a Super Bowl.
Yep.
You've got Bake, who has obviously been, multiple-time Pro Bowler and accomplished player, but also has never been to a Super Bowl. And then you have Sam Darnold, who on his, and I'm pretty sure the math's right, on his 5th team?
Correct.
On his 5th team, wins a Super Bowl, and I think he's won something absurd like 27 games in the regular season in the last 2 years.
But he was like 15 games under 500 until he got to Minnesota,
And now he's
and
over.
then had consecutive 14-3 seasons, and he's
28
3-1 in
games.
the postseason since
What a draft.
he got to Minnesota.
Insane.
Crazy. I was going down the rabbit hole. Last time, this was on the plane yesterday. Last time the Bills were here for the preseason was 2018. So Josh Allen and Baker's rookie year.
Oh, I
It was
remember.
week 2 of the preseason, Nathan, you remember. Baker's home debut, he played well.
Yep.
Nick Chubb wearing 31
Yeah.
scored a
31.
touchdown. Carlos Hyde scored a touchdown that day. And Josh Allen, after it was Miles and Larry Ogunjobi just drilled, who was it? Who was the veteran?
Kyle Orton.
A.J. McCarron.
A.J. McCarron.
Josh
geez.
Allen came in for his most extensive work, played well, especially in the second half, and then the next day it was, well, maybe Josh Allen is going to get on the field a lot faster than anyone thought. Baker had really good numbers that day, too.
Listen, I remember Josh Allen's first postseason game. I want to say it was in Houston. And he had a play where he ran like 30 yards back, and
Yep.
he actually wasn't there, and people were concerned. I give him all the credit in the world for how well he has worked, how hard he has worked. A lot of people have not been able to change their accuracy from
No.
college into the NFL in a positive way. He has done that. He is everything that you want in the leader of your franchise. Now, he had a lot of stability early in his career, which I think helps a lot. I think one of the things, one of the what-ifs with Baker is Baker had basically a different OC every year.
Yep.
For his first 4 years. Josh Allen had that kind of security, and that's how Brian Daboll became a head coach in the NFL. He had McDermott, and he had Daboll with him. Daboll then becomes the head coach of the Giants, now is the OC in Tennessee. But that stability for Josh Allen, I think, was monumental, and his work ethic and his commitment to improving, and quite frankly, his God-given gifts, which are the size, the hand cannon you referenced, his athleticism, his ability to score. I mean, he's one of the most dangerous red zone players in the league because he has double-digit rushing touchdowns every year because he is as big as he is, and it's hard to bring him down when he gets ahead of steam going 6'5", 237. 240 in pads, we'll call it.
237.
I mean,
Do you remember what
more do you want?
We were talking to Vic at the combine after that first year with Josh, and I remember talking to Vic and like, do they know what they have with him? And Vic was like, no,
not after the
no,
first
they really
year.
didn't. Like there was some, he put the ball on the ground. There were some mental things that just weren't there. But he was put in a position where he could be curated, and they incubated him and they took care of him with the same message. They hired great coaches, and it's one of those things that so rarely happens in the league where you have that type of patience. Quite honestly, the Bears are lucky that it worked, that they landed on Ben Johnson. That could have been a similar situation with Caleb, where
yes.
he never finds his way because they just miss on guys, and you never get confident.
So as luck would have it, the Bills in the offseason signed Bradley Chubb, who is also in that top 7 in 2018.
Along with
so
Denzel
it's
Ward.
come full circle.
Ladies and gentlemen.
There he is.
Oh,
look
so
at
dapper.
look at those. I
Oh
call
my
them
God,
a bone. Is that a bone pants?
Those are
It's a
bone-colored
pant
pants,
and a
yes.
bone
with the
shoe.
shoe.
Yes.
With a
I mean,
red on the
oh,
bottom.
yeah, what color? Oh,
Luminary
boy.
stick.
nice.
Wearing,
Goodness gracious.
wearing Buffalo Bills jacket.
Please,
Good, how are you?
please.
You ever played the go back in 2018?
Where does he get
and-
shoes that match slacks?
He's unbelievable, guy. He's a
Where does
fashion.
where do
he's
you
a
do
fashion
that? Like,
icon.
where do you go and go? I need a slack to match this sneaker. Done.
Done. Yeah, with
It's
a red bottom,
incredible.
preferably.
God.
Incredible job out of him.
The 2018 game, I'm not
Oh, yeah.
trying to rub it into Browns fans, but how Josh Allen would have changed sliding doors, the NFL, as my boy Dave Damashek would say. Obviously, Josh Allen could have gone 1. Baker went 1. It worked until it didn't. Won a playoff game, should have won 2, obviously. At 2 overall, Sam Darnold. What if Josh Allen were a Jet? At 3 overall, it was Saquon.
Yep.
All right. What if Josh Allen were an
4
Eagle? At 4
Denzel.
overall, it was Denzel. Very happy with Denzel, and you
Five-time
wouldn't
Pro
have
Bowler.
taken him at 4.
Yep.
At 5 overall, Bradley Chubb. At 6 overall, Quentin Nelson, likely heading to the Hall of Fame one day in Indianapolis. But what if the Colts, what if the Broncos had Josh Allen? How history would be different. And then clearly the Bills traded up. Brandon Beane, to his credit, still here, made the move, and they have him. But it is one of the most fascinating to me. I know Lamar went 32, and you could do the same thing, but what if in the top 6, how that guy would have changed, I mean, the history of franchises, potentially.
Well, you wonder, like, who did Denver have? Because where I grew up, a lot of Bronco fans, and I know a lot of them were clamoring for him. They would have had the most intellectual knowledge of what he was or what he wasn't. It's 2 hours up the road.
Correct. And
to
they scouted
Laramie,
him.
so
Yeah.
they would have
Elway
scouted
was
him
there.
entirely, and he had the Elway look, the build, all of it. Like, who did they have at that time that made them not do that? I mean, that's I'm trying to place, like, who's quarterbacking the Broncos at that point.
Was it Osweiler or
Case
Peyton?
Keenum?
They still no.
Osweiler's
Osweiler was
gone.
already with us
Gone.
the
That's
year
Osweiler's
before.
up at 17. Payne's got. I want to say Case Keenum.
28. Sorry, Pro Football Reference is verifying that I'm not a bot.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I know.
nice.
It's so
isn't it?
annoying
I
they
like
do
that.
that.
They had Case Keenum.
How
Wow.
about it?
Good
Yeah.
job out of you.
How
The
about
noodle
it?
still works.
Case Keenum, who along with Ray McLeod looked like Montana to Rice last Saturday.
Yeah, they did. Take
Yeah,
candy
that's-
from baby.
That is a wild what if.
I kind of think
but
they
you-
went from Case Keenum to like Flacco.
They might have.
Flacco
They might
started
have.
a year out there.
But I mean, this kid's sitting there and he's 2
Yeah.
hours up the road,
Yeah.
and they didn't. And the issue with him and you hit on it. I can't think of another example. Andrew, maybe you can. I can't think of another example of someone who became accurate.
No, and
Correct.
that was the knock. You know, remember teams drafted Jake Locker.
Yeah.
Was taken early by the Titans and was a guy that was around a 50-ish% passer, and they just never thought that you would see it come. And by the way, early in his career, he was inaccurate, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He worked really hard on his mechanics style. You just don't see a lot of people be able to do that, and he was, and that's, you know, he's the guy, and I use the golf analogy, he's the guy that you go to the range and he can hit it 350, but he kind of doesn't have any
No
idea where
idea.
it's going, and then all of a sudden, now he does, and he's got the short game, and he's got the putt, he's got it all. He's got every tool in the bag. Ultimately, a quarterback has to be able to throw the ball where they want to.
Yep.
You know, I mean, that is kind of just, that's the
You
basic
don't know where it's going.
part of the job.
I got one for both of you.
Yeah.
Is Josh Allen the answer to the question, who in the National Football League has the most pressure on them this season?
So I think Joe Burrow is on that list as well.
I think Lamar's on that
I think
list.
Lamar's on that list.
I think because people are sycophants, I think Patrick Mahomes is on that list.
Oh, I disagree respectfully there. But you prefaced it with saying
People are
'cause
nuts.
people are nuts.
Yeah,
Yes.
people are being
So-
crazy about it. They're saying, you know, is he that good? Was it, you know, they haven't won a Super Bowl in a couple of years. Guys only won 3 of them. I may not know what they want, but it does feel like there's a little pressure there. Or was it all Tyreek Hill? Their offense hasn't been the same since they lost Tyreek Hill, blah, 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 blah.
I think it's him and Lamar even more than Joe, because him and Lamar have new coaches that the hunch is that they had a heavy hand in
for sure
who the replacements were, both in Baltimore and here, whereas if it doesn't work this year in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati's loaded, there's really no questions on their roster with what they've done on the defensive front. But the reality is that if they come up short, you can always fire Zach.
Correct.
So there's always that other move for Burrow that has him insulated, because there's a lot of people down there that question Zach's ability to get them completely over the hump.
No, I think there's a lot
where
of pressure.
here, I think it's these two guys. It's the two that I think of most, in terms of it's time to go.
Yes, no doubt. And it's wild two in our division, a lot really in our conference, which speaks to the dominance that Patrick Mahomes has had over this conference of late. I'll give another one who's got a little pressure on him, but doesn't ever seem to get pressure on him, but I think he should have some pressure on him. It's Justin Herbert.
I think so. I'll buy that.
He's awesome, but it just has not translated into success. They haven't won a playoff game yet. He has not won a playoff game yet.
No.
And he should.
Lawrence is probably there too, and CJ. There's some other ones.
CJ Stroud's got a lot
He's
of pressure.
He's got a lot of
on
pressure.
him. Yeah.
Some of those markets just aren't quite as feverish as like this one is and Baltimore is.
If Justin Herbert and the Chargers fizzle out this year for whatever reason, their long history of injuries, they always have bad luck that way for whatever reason. It won't be the number one story. It won't even be the number 8 story in L.A. The number one story will be the Lakers, the Dodgers, and whether or not Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett and Matthew Stafford can win another one for the Rams. The Chargers, and I'm not trying to unfairly rip the Chargers. They don't move the needle nearly as much, and if they don't win, people will focus on other things because, they had a shot, but wait, what else is going on?
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
The next time you're at your twice weekly lunch at the Beverly Hills Hotel with various executives.
I've been there only twice in my life.
Can you do something for me?
Yeah.
Can you put this little nugget out there that your buddy Bo wants a Succession-style series on the end of the Buss family owning the Lakers.
How about Jeannie suing
Mark Walter suing. I just want
all
of the details on that. Did you see the passing stuff today?
No, I didn't see the passing. About how they might have to sell the Dodgers, I'm assuming? Is that what he said?
No, that the Justice Department was investigating Jeff Passan for covering up some of the financial stuff that the Dodgers are doing?
The writer was being investigated?
Yes.
So there was in a deep, dark corner of the internet a couple of days ago on an insurance or a financial blog on a Substack that I spent way too much time reading.
Yeah.
Basically all about the insurance companies through which they have everything underwritten and how allegedly there's a lot of phony accounting and shell game kind of, not saying Ponzi scheme, but the Dodgers borrowing from the Dodgers and the TV network, and it's all a house of cards. And there is a thought, allegedly, I'm not alleged.
No, of course.
Yes.
There's a lot there, though.
That Walter may have to sell the Dodgers as well. And if he does, Shohei's got an out clause. That's only one little ripple effect.
Then you got Shohei's handler who is in jail. I mean, there's a lot going on there. All right, we're about ready to go here, Dr. Z.
Yeah, here we go. So this is going to be team rundowns. This is going to be the ones-on-ones for 10 plays. We've got the Bills offense against the Browns defense right in front of us. And on the far field, Deshaun Watson getting the first reps here with the ones going against the Bills' number 1 defense.
So this is going to challenge us.
So
because we got ones-on-ones on 2 fields.
Yep. Well, we're going to do
1,900 yards, 1,900 yards from scrimmage last year.
Be nice if these stagger. Looks like the Browns' offense is coming out first.
All right,
Dr.
bunch
Z.
of touchdowns. All right, so we got Deshaun Watson under center, Boston wide to the left. Looks like Judy wide to the right. They've got 2 tight ends and a single back set. Isaiah Bond wide to the right. Single back set
Sampson the back.
with Dylan Sampson. Turns and gives. Little stretch there, play action boot back to the left. Gets it to Blake Whiteheart underneath. Picks up about 10 yards right there. Good start for the Browns.
Big hole up the middle here on this side with the Bills' offense running it right between guard and center for a gain of 10 or 12.
With Aiden Huntington starting next to Mason Graham, no Mike Hall.
So you keep you keep your eye here, and I'll try to keep my. We'll try to do the little.
Try to do both.
Mascarenas, Arnold, Quincy Williams, your backers here.
All right, John Watson under center. They've got 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Fan in motions now to a wing to the left. 1 tight end on either side. Condensed formation with Bond and Wallace. Single back again, Dylan Sampson. turns, looks like a stretch to the right. Nice hole as they seal it to the outside. Gets out there for about 5 yards.
Meantime, here a little play action from Josh Allen. Was looking for a crosser, wasn't there. Quickly checked down, little gain there, and was read pretty effectively by our linebacking core for a minimal gain.
Yeah,
With
got that to
Alex
Ray Davis.
Wright in the backfield. Ray Davis is wearing a new number here.
7.
Ray Davis wearing 7.
That was Quincy Williams was right there on the coverage. So far, 2 very good plays for the Browns offense in the first 2 plays. A play-action boot. Now we got Watson under center again. Carson Ryan motions back into an I formation. Samson Dot in the I, 2 receivers to the left of the rookies, Boston and Concepcion. It's going to be a deep play action drop.
Take it,
Good
Sean.
pocket, looking second level, and overshoots in tough coverage to Denzel Boston there.
Little off tackle here near side with Allen on the give to Cook, and that was
Quincy Williams
stuffed
on
out
the
pretty
tackle.
quick. Good job out of you, Mr. Siciliano. I thought on the
And
far
Delpit.
one,
Oh, Grant Delpit, beg your pardon. You're right.
Deshaun wanted
He wanted the
Denzel
top,
deep,
top.
and he was single covered there. That's one of those ones. Just
I
let
think
it fly. Give it a
KC was
shot.
deep.
Or was it KC? on the
KC was
outside?
deep. It was the crosser or the kind of the deep kind of out route there from Boston. Well covered. Tried to put it in there and missed in a safe spot. Which
We
you
got
have to do,
Tyson Campbell out here with the ones in team drill, so that's
which
good.
is good. Watson under center, turns play action boot to the right. They got Fannin leaking out, puts it right on him, and that is a nice 10-plus yard gain there. So Deshaun in the quick game. Good golly,
Good
gee
Lord.
willikers.
Josh Allen, everybody.
Just a seam route to Dawson Knox, and it's cool. We're
That
kind of in a
was-
cool vantage point.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen the offense go for us that way. That was just a laser beam.
It's like a video game on that one.
That was a laser beam. That was as good as it gets.
That's what it's supposed to look like.
So
right
Watson
there.
2 for 3 over there. This is now play number 5 here. We'll see if it goes 5 and 5. Sure should be a next. Watson in the shotgun. He's got Boston wide to the left, Concepcion slot to the left, Fannin tight end to the right, and Judy wide to the right. It's going to be a straight drop. Good protection. Like
Rip
what I'm
it.
seeing
There
in
it
the
is.
Deep
pocket.
ball.
Breaks it deep ball.
Oh,
that is
KC
a
Concepcion.
dive to
What a
KC
ball.
Concepcion right there.
Friendly fire. He ducked under the safety, taking out the guy
Had a
coming.
great
coverage out of Tyson
the pass
Campbell
break
here.
up right here on DJ Moore.
PBU Tyson Campbell,
This is
18
great.
of those
I
last
hope
year,
that this
third
comes
in the NFL.
through on the stream because this is pure joy.
What a
that
ball
ball from
from
Watson
Deshaun.
to Concepcion was
Might have been the best throw he's
Chef's
made all
kiss.
camp.
Beautiful.
Honestly.
that was a beauty. That was a big
Beautiful.
All right,
gainer too.
Watson's still out there. This is now play 6. Watson's still out there under center. Something to keep an eye on here. Tight formation,
You got
single
Rocket
back.
Sanders back there.
Now you've got into the I formation. Carson Ryan is the fullback, turns, and it's a pitch out to the left. Some room as well. I got to tell you something, Ryan.
It's the Rocket Man.
Where's the Rock, the great one? Oh, baby, this offense looking pretty good through 6 plays right there. My word. And we're an offensive
Quince.
we're an
Okay,
offensive
Quincy.
program.
Quincy Williams with a stick here on Ray Davis. We do not yet have James Cook out there. A lot of Ray Davis.
Woo! All right, so now Shador Sanders is in, but those first 6 plays, baby, Maroon.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet out of Deshaun.
Let's
a lot
go
of
to,
eyes.
let's get on a plane and head to Jacksonville.
Tevin Jenkins at right guard. Good to see him back.
You knew how important that stretch of plays was for Deshaun.
Ah.
It was
Yep.
good to see him just rip it.
Throw to KC, best throw of camp, and affirming. Shador in the shotgun, quick inside give there. Rocket Sanders, not a whole lot of room, but a little quick hitter. Maybe gets 3-4 there.
Oh, James
Allen
Cook,
gives James
all kinds
Cook
of room.
big hole off the
Huge
left
hole.
side.
Huge hole. Bad memories of last year when they were here in December because James Cook gashed the Browns.
He's had 2 carries in this team drill, and both of them, you can tell the difference between him and guys who aren't him.
Yep,
Well,
there's
yeah.
a lot of runway,
He
too.
runs for 15 touchdowns every year, 5 yards a carry. All right, Shador under center. It's going to be a hand off the left side again. Little
2
bit of
run
room.
plays.
2 run plays in a row as
And a flag.
Rocket Sanders tries to get the edge there.
Maybe a face mask?
This has got to be something that's really hard from a coaching staff perspective because you have somebody like Deshaun who came out hot, and then you pull him out,
So this
and
is
you
like
kind of like to see it going a little bit.
Ab-
Browns got
Absolutely.
their second team
the second
backers
team
in
out there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a hell of a
Allen,
throw.
that's good coverage from
Good
Grant
coverage.
Delpit. Good coverage from Grant
He's
Delpit
there the
right
whole
there.
time,
You want
baby.
a safety who can play in the box. He can play in the slot. You want him deep in the post. Grant Delpit gets a big new deal.
You got Mike Hall and Chapman at tackle, and you had Buki, Watson, and Justin
It's pretty much the
Jefferson at
backups
backer. Yeah.
except for
The corners. and the
Delpit,
safety.
Hickman, and Denzel.
Yep.
Another run play up the middle here. Denzel Boston, a little
Little
fracas
chippy,
going
okay.
on over there.
I like it.
Denzel
Shador has
Boston.
yet to throw, right?
He has
Shador
yet
has
to
not
throw.
thrown. We'd
3
like to
run
see it
plays.
right here.
3 plays so far.
So
for
this
Shador.
should be the last of the ones. before we get into the twos right here. And, of course, obviously, Josh Allen gets all 10 of them on the other side. Oh, baby,
Isaiah
Isaiah
McGuire blew
McGuire.
up the run play. And we saw that in Chicago last week as well. Isaiah crashing down the line and hitting the guy.
All right,
back
Shador
there.
in the shotgun. He's got Bond and Concepcion to the left, Boston to the right. Whiteheart motions from a tight end wing to the right,
He's
back to
throwing.
wing to the right. Sanders in the shotgun, straight drop back. He rolls
Set up
out
a
to his
screen.
right. He's looking down the field for Isaiah Bond. I think he has him,
Didn't
but
do
he
it.
holds it right there. Bond had gotten kind of past the defense and then underneath back there, number 25, Geno Stone. And now in come the twos.
So who will quarterback
Mass
the
change,
twos?
Shador stays in. Shador stays in here. So 6 for Watson with the ones, 4 for Shador, and arguably the best period we've seen from Deshaun in quite some
Josh
time.
Allen play fake.
You're testing the Warden, not so
No,
fast, my
nothing
friend.
doing.
Not so. I'd also like to say flag pass interference on the offense, a little push off there. Shador rolling right, just overshoots Carson Ryan there. Misses him on a rollout to the right.
This is what we're just seeing with these on both fields. First of all, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but the other thing you see is this is what happens when you have one. Josh got all of that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's where I'm sure the timetable for Todd, he wants to make sure this plays out, but at the same time, boy, you do need to go.
At that one, you almost would have liked to see Deshaun keep going after that throw.
That's what
but
I said.
At the same time, you say, let's take those good vibes over to the sideline.
Austin Barber, right guard. DeJuan, right tackle here. by the
Inside
way.
handoff, not a whole lot of room. Yeah, they're real. Austin Barber is playing guard now. Helmet on the field for Austin Barber. We got somebody down. Get
Zach
up. Get
Zinner,
up,
left
get up.
guard. Luke Whippler at center. Is that
Yep.
KT at left tackle?
KT's back at tackle.
Yep.
The guard experiment.
But look
for
like
KT.
left tackle is my point.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
playing left tackle. DeWand at right tackle. Barber, Whippler, Zinter.
Now we got the great
team
Kyle
defense,
Allen in now for the Bills at quarterback. And that's Frank Gore Jr.
which is
with
so
the carry.
cool.
Kyle Allen played for a lot of teams,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
In
Dylan
college
Gabriel.
and pro.
Dylan Gabriel. So it basically went 6-6, I think. And then I guess is Dylan going to get 5 here? Gabriel play action,
fake.
drops back,
He would've
pressure,
been sacked.
pressure.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, a little surprised by that Dylan's in here. I understand that you want to get him some reps and stuff, but
I agree.
it is such a Shador Deshaun
To me,
situation. Like
Give them all 17.
give them all of them. You can't prepare 3 quarterbacks.
Kyle Allen, crazy story. Like he was a 5-star.
action
He was
keeper.
as good a quarterback as there was in high school.
Oh,
Buki almost
Buki.
picked it off.
Fair
Just like
catch.
that. I give him his
Watson.
flowers, and he throws it into triple coverage.
They
Got a fair
tried to
caught
throw.
that.
That's the dagger concept. The vertical out of the slot, the dagger back behind it. And Buki Watson, he's improved so
Oh, nice
much
cutback.
in space. Nice run right
Devon
there from
Booth.
Devon Booth. who
Good
was-
interview with him, by the way, a couple
Thank
days
you.
ago.
Leading rusher in the preseason so far for your Cleveland Browns. 4 carries, 53 yards.
This has got to be there must be something in upstate New York with short pants. Look at all the short pants on these Buffalo
Yeah, they like.
twos that are out here. I
they
mean,
like 'em.
18s are really, really short.
They're a little toy.
They
They
like
are.
short shorts.
They do.
Quentin Skinner with the short shorts there.
Oh.
Buki Watson.
Buki with a big hit there on
Good
27. That would be Ian Wheeler is 27.
I'll tell you what. If
Okay.
you're going to put that kind of a pop on somebody, they got to end up on the ground. Dylan Gabriel right now out there
Scampers. Is that a scamper?
roaming free. That's a
Pretty
scamper.
big
That's a
scamper, yeah.
Actually averaged 6 yards a rush. Talon Green sighting, folks.
Yeah,
Whoa.
buddy. All right.
Whoa, this
Here
has been
comes the
2
fun
weeks.
cooker.
It's maybe
Maybe
3,
longer, maybe
even
3.
longer. Talon
Yeah.
Green, ladies and gentlemen.
Quarterback draw for 70 yards.
Dr.
Let's
J's
go.
excited. I wanted to see him. Let's see.
Boy,
what
all
this looks
sorts of
like.
luminaries, by
Oh,
the
yeah,
way.
no,
My
this is-
goodness
we are in
gracious,
a-
luminaries
we are in-
everywhere.
Joel Batonio's in the house,
We're in
everybody.
LC, Luminary Central.
Oh, that would have been a
Office here.
sack.
Oh,
Benton Whitley would have had one. Kyle
Taylor
Allen
with a
throwing the
handoff
move.
there with the threes
Oh,
now.
we're thumping on that far field, too.
So it looks like we went 6-6. So that's 12, and we're total of 17, maybe 3 and then 2 here for Talon Green. Oh man, we're talking as big as it gets right now.
all the L's, the biggest L's.
Yes, the luminaries are here.
All right, after this period, we'll get into some special teams. So a couple plays
Shane
left here.
Bouchel at quarterback for the Bills.
Bouchel
Not Steve.
from SMU. The Ponies.
Good
Well,
job
Taylor
out of you,
Green's
the beloved
changing the
ponies.
play.
The beloved Ponies. Let me see Talon Green unleash. Green under center now. Turns and he gives, and I hope that's not it.
That was big gash here against our defense
Oh, I missed
here.
that. What happened?
We didn't see it. Doesn't matter.
Didn't see. So the old Phil Rizzuto, the scorecard WW wasn't watching.
Yeah,
wasn't watching. That's right.
The story here, right now, at this moment, is that Deshaun Watson had a great opening series there in that portion with arguably the best throw he's made in camp, that seam ball that he dropped in a bucket right there.
Boy, it was
to Casey Concepcion.
It was expertly covered too. He just put it
in.
It was just picture perfect.
Yep. Josh Allen remains impressive. James Cook remains impressive. But I thought our defense, for the most part, held its own, especially up front. I thought both lines of scrimmage did pretty darn good jobs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Both lines of scrimmage were more than fine on this. So that was some pretty big stuff right there. As we got to see the Bills and the Browns, the ones against the ones, good versus good. Back for Season 3, Junior Browns backers presented by University Hospitals Rainbow Babies and Children's Cardinal Credit Union is kicked off. The Browns official kids club for ages 4 to 12 is packed with exclusive gear, epic events, and surprises. Join now at juniorbrownsbackers.com. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals, which is a healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. Take a quick break. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Ballybet and the Ballybet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly. And welcome back into this special edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Bally Bet, the Bally Bet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly. We are into 7-on-7s. To my left is the great Dr. Z. To my right is the great Chris Rose. Welcome.
Yes.
Excited to be here.
It's fun, right?
Baby.
It is nice. I love you guys just strong-armed your way up to the best seats in the house a few weeks ago. I
did.
applauded you.
Appropriately
I was texting
so.
you guys about how somebody pulled that.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess where it came from, but I won't mention any names.
Hello.
So now we got 7
Hello.
on 7s.
Hello.
Hello.
No problem
We
raising
got
his
7
hand.
on 7. So Shador with the ones to start. First one hit Harold Fannin on a little sit down. Second one, they had to rewind, come out of the huddle and have to rewind in 7 on 7s. You don't want to see that too often, but Shador now dropping back in the shotgun, looking to his left, comes back to his right, waiting, holding, deep dig to Bond, layered in nicely over the linebacker right there. A good throw, good catch by Isaiah Bond. Good throw, Shador Sanders, who is now 2 for 2 in the 7 on 7s. Defensively, Josh Allen got one out in the flat. Browns tackled it for a minimal gain.
Now, these are staggered nicely so we can kind of see both.
Allen over the middle. That's like a Browns route. You got the little sit-down tight end in the middle of the field.
Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid, the former first rounder from 2025. And they're looking obviously to get him going a little more. Shador in the shotgun. He's got Dylan Sampson on the right hip. He's got Concepcion slot to the right, Boston wide to the right. Judy on the left side. Bounces, look, check down. Maybe he had a chance to get that into Boston second level.
Yeah.
Takes the check down. So 2 underneath so far. Munkin saying something to him after that one. I don't know if you want him looking left, but looked left, came back right, ends up down to Sampson.
We met with Shador today for our Saturday game, and he said that Munkin is a guy who will say what is on his mind right on the field. He will not wait because he doesn't want to forget it, so he gets it out.
Good defense right there by the Browns. Forces Josh Allen to throw it away. Shador in the shotgun. Corley and Wallace to the left. To the right. Bond to the left. Underneath again to Dylan Sampson. Tackled right away by the linebacker.
What number was it? I'll help
I
you.
couldn't tell if it was – I thought it was 48, but it must be 49,
No.
Keontae Jenkins.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, you're ready for this. Chris Rose
ready,
he's
dude.
a number aficionado. He's watching him prep
Occasionally.
on the TV for the TV
Occasionally.
broadcast on News 5 is a real treat.
Oh, yeah.
Little
Okay,
back
good
shoulder.
coverage. Good
All
coverage.
right.
Trey Avery.
Browns D is looking legit. Shador in the shotgun. Concepcion on the motion. That's going to be that speed out underneath. I love that
Yep.
concept. When the Browns get him on the move, they've had him go both ways, so it's not predictable, but they get that release, and basically you clear it on the outside, you have him in man, and there's no way to keep up with the separation of Casey Concepcion. Shador completes
By the
that
way,
one as well.
how excited are you guys for this receiver room?
Very.
We went from
It's so
least
fun,
productive in the NFL to top 2 guys where you're like, oh, this could be beautiful for a while.
It's going to be a lot of fun. That's what I
Always
tell people.
entirely flattered by when you do listen to our program, but you would know that we talk about weapons
All the
for
time.
like 4 years straight.
Yep.
All right, Deshaun in now in the shotgun. Concepcion with the motion left to right. Watson looking, pulls it down, nowhere to go. Little scramble drill. Good job by Rocket Sanders there to get
Yeah.
up the field and make himself available, and they pick up a little chunk right there. So far, our defense having a good run against the offense of the first team of the Buffalo Bills, which is, I would say, quite encouraging. Even with Tyson Campbell not out there right now, it's Denzel
Yep.
and Trey Avery. Winston Reed in for Quincy Williams as well.
So this is a really good test, obviously, for the Browns. The Bills, since Joe Brady took over as OC a few years ago, midway through the 23 season, I believe it was, second most points per game. And now that he's the head coach, expect a lot of the same.
Again, that motion, we're using that late motion so much more. It's something we saw the Lions do a lot of last year against
Yep.
us, something we saw the Vikings do with Justin Jefferson. And speaking of wide receivers, we have a great program right now on the Browns YouTube channel and on the Browns app called Wide Receivers. It's a look at that. It starts with Bo and I with quite frankly, a tremendous breakdown.
really broke it
of
down.
the
Whoa.
state of the room right there. The ball's not
Yeah.
going to spike itself.
No.
Chris Rose.
Don't hurt yourself patting yourself on the back there. Keep going.
Long arms. Long
Head away,
arms.
Z.
Siciliano on the narration.
Oh, boy.
All right, now we have a pre-snap issue here. Munkin not happy. So each quarterback's had a pre-snap one right there. They had to burn a timeout. But going back to those short motions, I love that we're incorporating that in that wide receiver program where you get a big look at Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, Jerry Jeudy, amongst others. He said that Jerry Jeudy, when you get him on the move like that, is elite. And that's what it is. Great ball from Josh Allen on the other
Speaking
side.
of elite, to Joshua Palmer right down the middle.
And you kind of half checked it and then just held it and wait for him to get right past the linebacker's
That
helmet
is
and
a-
stuck it.
dart from Deshaun Watson into a no-window throw right there.
That's Blake Whitehart.
And gets it into Blake Whitehart. So they had 3-by-1 on the left, Whitehart on the right, runs kind of up into the coverage, sits down to the inside, but there were defenders coming on the outside shoulder and inside shoulder, and Watson put some mustard on it. And
He's confident.
Yeah, he's playing well right now, and it's good to see. All right, Watson now with the twos. This is with the twos.
So they
He's
just
got
inverted him and Shador.
Floria, little stick concept and just a little check down on the outside, or a quick little stick on the outside to Gage Larvidan. So ball not hitting the ground really for the Browns, which that is always encouraging and good to see for the Browns on offense. And we know that football is played on both sides of the ball, and yes, we're trying to acknowledge the defense as much as possible, but we're in a quarterback competition, and we're an offensive show.
It's an
It is.
offensive show.
We're not
Wow.
offensive.
Yeah, we don't do.
We're not offensive. But we're an
Depends
What?
which day you tune into.
It's a
Never
Gotta
know.
be honest with you.
offense.
You hit it in the middle of April, it might be.
Oh, baby.
You never know.
Watson in the shotgun, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, comes over the middle. Malachi Corley as this linebacker separate, and the Browns always have that kind of little stick right in the middle of the field for a nice little gain. So Watson operated
He's got to bounce. You see the
efficiently.
bounce?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Efficiently.
He's confident.
He's had a couple down the field. Shador, I thought, in the 7-on-7s operated efficiently also.
Yeah.
I thought that was a much better period. Now, to be fair to Shador and the team in the beginning, not a lot of pass plays were called for him in those rundown situations. We're going to get into much more pass-heavy pass downs and red zone the next two team groups after this 7-on-7.
Dylan Gabriel in.
Yep. Yep, back in. So this is the exact same pattern we had with the 11 on 11, and now it's just inverted with the way that all of that worked. First time you've been out here in a minute,
Yep.
buddy. What did you make of what you've seen so far, the two quarterbacks?
Well, look, I thought last Saturday in particular, Deshaun, for a guy who hadn't played in 22 months, he looked fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best I could say in terms of, like, he didn't throw the ball downfield a ton, but I think you wanted him to look fine, to feel good about all that stuff.
Yep.
We know that Shador's got the splash plays in him. That's not what quarterback is entirely about in this league, right? Josh Allen had splash plays early in his tenure. He became an MVP when he developed his entire game.
Yep. Yeah.
And so I made the point on Saturday's broadcast, let's not judge every quarterback after 1 year.
No.
Let's not go nuts, but, that's the world we live in.
Of course it is. No, I thought Deshaun operated well. I thought it was a lot of underneath, but at one point he should have been 12 of 12. The lone incompletion at that time was
the drop by
Fannin on third down, which was a nice ball against pressure. Shador, hit the splash plays, had a couple batted down. He had the fumble exchange as well. Then obviously the interception when the ball just got away from him. 2 plays ago, Luke Floria made a nice catch, and he just continues. Speaking of that splash play, made that big splash play in the cover zero beater where he had the deep post. You'd like to see him maybe cut that back and get into the end zone, and we could all been celebrating, but still it was a very good play there.
Little drop by Frank Gore Jr. on the Bills' offensive side of things. Let's remember, when we're doing 7-on-7s, offense should be winning this 95%
Yes.
of the
The
time.
ball really shouldn't hit the ground.
Right.
No.
Which is what was encouraging about what I thought our defense did out there against their ones. Nice ball from Dylan Gabriel into Malachi Corley, and a curl with 3 defenders kind of closing down on him. Are we going to get a Talon Green rep? Do we get him to get him? Does he get to throw it?
Helmet not coming on.
No.
No.
Helmet's still
today.
resting on the top of the head over
At
there.
least he got 2 snaps in the run period. Got to hand it off a couple of times. Bouchel looking, searching, waiting.
Yeah, that's Macklin in the middle of the field. That's Jeremy Macklin's cousin.
That's awesome.
Is that really?
Yeah,
Jamori
it's Jamori
Macklin.
Macklin.
Really?
What's better than Les Macklin? Jamori Macklin.
You had that in your back pocket.
Oh,
He's ready.
baby.
Since you
He's
saw
ready.
Oh,
the 3
we've been ready.
deeps.
Oh, we've been ready. We're ready. We're treating this one like the game, folks.
Interestingly enough, as they take a break right now, Quincy Williams said he hopped into our production meeting. He was like, it's game day. I was like, it's Thursday, dude. He's like, no, it's game day.
It's game day.
It's
Game
game
day
day
for
for
him.
me. And he's treating it as such. He said, we're going to learn a lot about ourselves going against a great offense, which he had to do twice a year in New York.
What a personality he is.
Oh, God, he's great.
One of the things that we as a show were ready for this, more than ready for this.
Yeah.
The Orange and Brown was ready for this from the standpoint of we have been seeing each other for 17 straight practices, and it's just getting tiresome. So to hit somebody else, and we were just curious, like, what would this look like? And we're at the very early stages, but we look pretty dang good.
2 periods in, we're going to
2.
ultimately get
Long way to
6
go, but
periods, but 2 periods in, we're
really
more
nice.
than holding our own.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
I
that's
wasn't,
encouraging.
I was curious about the offensive line, if that would hold up. I was curious if we could get pressure, with our D-line. So this – and then our quarterbacks have looked very good.
There's basically one thing the Bills didn't do well last year, and that is rush the passer.
Yeah.
Everything else they were really, really good against. They're the only team in the NFL that has won at least one playoff game 6 straight seasons. The only one. So if you're going to schedule a practice and figure out where you are a few weeks from opening kick in Jacksonville, this is a great team to go against.
They were the number 1 pass defense in the NFL
Yes, they were.
last year, number 7 total defense, 20th in sacks to Chris's point, just 36 on the season. But no, this was a defense that really the only 2 spots that they were not really, really good. They were not a great run defense, gave up 5.1 yards a carry, 28th against the run, 20th in sacks, and 24th on third down. Other than that, they were a defensive consequence and especially difficult in the pass situations. By the way, look at that. Todd Monken's going to want to get uniforms there. The Hoff and Joel Batone. They need to flip how they're walking. That's not how they're not. Hoff's not supposed to be the right of Joel Batone. He's supposed to be the left of Joel Batone.
It'd be funny if, every time they walked somewhere, he had to be on his left.
That's always on his left. Yeah, that's what they're
always
used to.
make sure he's on his left. I can only hear you through my right ear, Joel. I have no idea what you're saying.
My good friend the Cooks, Dickie Vitale would always say, I can see that and I'm blind in one eye, baby. He's deaf in one ear, so you got to get right. You got to be on the right side if you want to communicate effectively.
God, how lucky we were to have those 2 guys for so long, man.
Special teams going on now, by the way.
Yep. All 3 phases.
Yep.
They matter. And a little kickoff, so kickoff return. This is
Wes Paul kicking it off.
And booting it 8 yards deep. Say, let's see your returns. Do you want to bring it out from there? Sure.
Has this worked?
Says Ray Davis.
The new return?
Great question.
Absolutely it has.
Yeah.
Absolutely it has. So, obviously it was brought into play, number 1, to lessen injuries. Bring that down. And it has been brought down immensely. 20 of the 22 positions saw injuries come down on that out of the 22 players on the field. And then they wanted the return game back in the NFL, and that has gone up exponentially. So
I thought there were going to be a lot more touchdowns.
Me too. I thought that
there would be a few. Yeah, you break that line, and then you're gone.
Yeah,
right.
that part hasn't happened. By the way, for the kids out there, that is how you know you're a Big B broadcaster, when you are not at all sure where any question is going to be asked, and then you have a professional answer like the one Mr. Rose just had.
Well,
that's Big B broadcasting.
I shoot for average and rarely get there.
Well,
so
you annihilate it.
All right, we've got a developing situation, and I don't believe that it is a good one.
No, where
at all.
Where are you?
I believe Alex Wright. Do we have the binoculars?
Binoculars. Mr. Siciliano has.
Is it Alex
eyes.
Wright?
It is.
Is it Alex?
Alex Wright on the cart. Got loaded on a cart back there. The defensive line was just doing drills back there.
Did he? Is he on it?
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sakes! We're just doing
And it is Alex Wright. And this is a big problem for a Browns team right now that is thin at defensive end to begin with. They've been entertaining, veteran defensive ends, whether it be Jadeveon Clowney, whether it be Zadarius Smith. And I know there are some names out there still, and I know the Browns are in contact with them. I can say that with great authority, and hopefully there'll be some news on that soon. But this would be an awful scenario. I can't tell. He did not appear to be in horrible spirits, is what I would say, is the Browns on special teams making some hits over there. So this is all going on one field, the special teams situation. Mr. Siciliano.
Did you see it?
I mean, for what it's worth, left leg extended, right knee up. Nathan, to your point, did not look in horrible spirits, do not in any way want to speculate. No brace, nothing, no air cast, nothing like that, but a ride to the locker room. Yeah.
That stinks, man.
I don't like that.
Not good.
No.
I don't like that at all. He has been, last year career high in tackles for loss, sacks, rewarded with the new contract. He's been excellent. He's really stepped up his leadership as well, and, he's being counted on to start, and you've got an opportunity now. We don't know. Hopefully this is nothing serious. Hopefully it's an abundance of caution, but it's not anything that you're excited about as a Cleveland Browns fan.
No.
Now, Isaiah McGuire's had an unbelievable camp, but it puts even more pressure on you to get a veteran in here that can contribute to this football team in a big way. And there are some names out there. Not today. We won't go and look through those, but we could do that perhaps tomorrow on tomorrow's program. But you're going to need to bring somebody in here, and hopefully this is a short-term thing. We've got, as I said, 3.5 weeks until the opener in Jacksonville.
Yeah, so some other guys who obviously will be playing this weekend, whether it's a Julian Okwara, a guy who's been in the NFL for half dozen years already. Corday Sidnor really flashed, I thought, last weekend, number 90. In fact, he was a guy that Quincy Williams he brought to our attention. I was like, who are some of the young guys that we don't pay attention to every down? He mentioned him by nickname. So,
And what's the nickname?
I wrote it down in my notes. I think it's either Dada, Didi, or maybe he was just teaching kids how to speak. It was something like that, and I hope I didn't say anything out of turn. But I think we're good with that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if there were children present, that would make sense.
yeah.
That's exactly what they ought to be.
And
doing.
it's possible he didn't really even know his real name, just by nickname, and that's
Just go
okay.
That's fine,
It
yeah.
could be Day Day,
Day Day could be Day Day,
Corday.
could be Day Day,
Could be Bebe.
could be Bebe.
Bebe had a heck of a run on South Park. She had one episode where she really became the center of attention.
Oh boy. All right, so we're continuing special teams.
Yep. I think now we get to see the Browns returners here. We
Okay.
saw that was all the Bills, and I thought the Browns special teams unit did a good job. And that's
I mean,
something
it started with Concepcion.
that's
that
man,
was-
last week 31-yard punt return.
That was beautiful.
It would have been, and it was. We don't even know what ultimately got him, what tripped him up there, but yeah, the explosiveness of it, that was exciting. All of that was great to see. I think when you look at, from special teams last year, we just gave up too many big returns, and they are backbreakers.
Yep.
I mean, think about the Jets game. You give up 2 return touchdowns in the same game, and that's why you lose that game on the road to a team that didn't complete a pass that traveled past the line of scrimmage in the entirety of the football game. So now we're doing punt block, punt protection. That was the kickoff return. Now it's Browns punting. And interesting, not Corey Bojorquez back there.
No,
No.
it's Wes Paul again.
Yeah, he is. Chris, 2 days ago at camp, Casey Concepcion ran kind of a skinny post, and on the break got about 8 yards of separation.
Yeah.
And then poor Quince, he got him all twisted around on an out.
Yeah, I saw that. I
He
saw
just I was talking to Tyvis Powell about this, who's on the network and great friend of the program and an all-around good dude.
Indeed.
And he was saying even early in camp, and we were giving so much praise to Denzel, which is much deserved with Boston. He said he goes the thing that you're not going to see right away, but that you will see, is Casey's ability to get off of the line of scrimmage and create space immediately.
Yeah,
like
so-
that break that he has is just different.
So who are the best receivers since we came back in the league in '99 for the Browns?
Josh Gordon,
Josh Gordon,
Braylon for 1 year,
Amari Cooper, and Braylon. I think that's probably the
Jarvis, Odell.
yeah.
We're going Odell.
Odell still had a
Yeah.
1,000-yard season.
Yeah, fine.
Terrell Pryor, if you want a 1,000-yard season.
Yep.
But I guess my point is that we haven't had a lot of guys his size, his skill set, his shiftiness. You have to almost go back to like Webster Slaughter days to have, and they used to call him Gristle. He just could not. Nobody could get their hands on him, and he would just zip.
He's got, similar, obviously, in stature and stuff to Jarvis, but much more of an explosive athlete.
Yeah.
And Jarvis
Kinda
Landry
like
was incredible. That is not a besmirching of
Jarvis
Jarvis.
couldn't run the way that this kid
No,
can.
no. He's
That's
got
no
more
shot at Jarvis. Those are
No.
40 facts.
He was a technician. Jarvis
He got
was,
caught
with
more
all the
balls,
stuff,
I think, in his first
He
3
did.
seasons than anybody in
anybody,
NFL
yep.
history.
He
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Yep.
And it was going for a while. His first 3, 4, he had
Well,
it
then
going for
Michael
a while.
Thomas kind of usurped him,
Yep.
and then both of them
Jarvis had, unfortunately, a little bit of a longer run.
run for sure, yeah, but petered out a little bit.
Just a quick update. WKYC reporting. Our good friend Yak sending us love watching the stream.
Thank you,
yeah.
His people here are saying looks like the trainers were looking at Alex Wright's ankle.
Okay.
So
It could be any number of
Okay.
things.
Thanks, Yak.
All right, so
Here we
special
go.
teams. This is fun.
Giddy up.
What a great shot we've got where everybody's kind of this is like trick or treat
It's
on
beautiful.
my street.
How cool
Yeah.
is this,
Yeah,
man?
it's great. We
Trick
have
or
one
treat
of the.
on your street.
It is.
Look at it.
Swamps are all over the place.
Look
We
at the
literally-
Hoff in the middle of it.
Are you the house that gives out oranges?
No, we're not. The first year we
not.
made a terrible mistake. We built the house, and this is during Halloween. We're 2 months before we're moving in. Michelle's like, let's get the extra size. Let's make a statement.
Yeah,
Oh, a
right.
statement.
Full
Terrible,
size.
terrible,
Send a
terrible
message.
idea.
Full
We were
size.
out in 3 minutes because word got around. And so I was like, I'm not buying it. I still got to pay for kids' school after this. It's either the extra large candy bars or that.
All right, here we go. This is going to be the passing downs. 10 plays with the ones, 7 with the twos. You can hear Quincy Williams through our headsets.
You
Getting
can.
fired up as Josh Allen leads the Bills out. And on the other side, it will be Deshaun Watson taking the first reps here. Opportunity to get after the quarterback. The line for the Browns is McGuire and Verse at the ends, Huntington and Graham. I'm sure my call will get in there sooner rather than later. Verse pushing Dawkins all the way
Oh, man.
back into Jared
That's
Allen.
Stephen Gosnell.
On the other side, Watson in the shotgun. Boston to the left, 3 to the right. Judy, Concepcion, and Fan and Sampson on the right hip. The Browns love this 3-by-1 look. Bill showing 2 high safeties here, and they're going to stay in that shell coverage, so look for it to go underneath, and it does in the form of an inside handoff to Dylan Sampson, who had a nice hole. Probably rips off 5 or so yards there on what was a 2nd and long.
Got to get better in that area. That was something that Todd Monken was like, yeah. We're not going to win a lot of games if we cannot run the ball semi-effectively.
No, and last year, by the way, we were terrible in 2nd and longs. If we were in 2nd and long or behind the sticks, it felt like it was over before it started. Allen with a nice slant there to Dalton Kincaid. Watson now in the shotgun since Tylan Wallace across the formation. 3 to the left, Boston, Wallace, and I believe that's Bond. I think Sampson on the left hip and Blake Whiteheart, the tight end, on the right side of the formation of the 3-by-1. Watson takes snap. Here comes a blitz from the Bills. Good pocket. Watson rips it over the middle. Good ball. Should have been caught by Tylan Wallace, who did not come up with it.
Flag
They're
down
gonna
in the
get a
secondary.
hold on the secondary.
Yep.
First down, Browns.
Should have been caught. That was right
Yes.
on the
No,
numbers.
that was
in
right on the
traffic.
numbers.
Yeah, good
and
ball.
he's stepping into it, and he's ripping it. It's good
He
to
is,
see.
yeah. He looks good.
On this side, we got Allen in the shotgun. They're 3-by-1 as well. DJ Moore on the back side of it, working against Tyson Campbell. Quick little stop on the outside. Denzel right there as it's pulled in by Trent Sherfield, the former 49er. All right, other side. Watson on the shotgun. They've got 3 to the right. 3-by-1 is going to be a theme with this offense, I have a feeling. Judy, Concepcion, and Fannin to the right. On the backside is, of course, the big fella. Oh, no, it's Tylan Wallace. Watson rolls, a little waggle to the right. He wanted to throw
wanted
it.
Yeah.
And he had it, but the pressure off that left side, had he taken the ball away, that was going to be a sack right there for Greg Rousseau, who's celebrating as he got around Titus Howard. They had the shot on the 2nd level to Concepcion, which is where I think he wanted to go with that one on the deep over. But he, right there, if he put it out there in harm's way, it was smart. Unfortunately, you wish that one was blocked up because I would have liked to have seen that throw. All right, shotgun again.
Ooh.
Sampson on the left hip. You've got a nice screen over here,
geez,
or
Ray
whatever that
Davis.
was, jailbreak to Ray Davis.
By the way, that was an interesting play because they had Jared Verse in the middle of the configuration. Then he dropped into coverage.
Inside handoff there to Dylan Sampson, who scampers through a nice little hole. That's one where the defense gets one hand in the hole and they say, oh, I tackled the
Right.
guy, and I'm
Yep.
not so sure. Not so fast, my friends, as Lee Corso would say.
And if you are just joining us, no Quinshon Judkins today for the Browns offense.
No.
So this will be the 2nd straight day with no Q. Todd has not spoken since yesterday's practice before. So today after practice will be the first chance we get to figure out exactly what's going on with Q.
All right, with the ones right now, it's the 1 line and 1 linebackers. Miles Hart in the secondary in terms of the 2 corners, 2 safeties are the 2nd unit. Watson in the shotgun with Boston and Judy to the left, Fannin and 2 tight ends, Whiteheart to the right. Watson, quick game looks, throws on the out to Boston right on the money. That was a 3rd and about 5, and that would have been a first down. Good throw from Watson right in rhythm there.
In the meantime, on the defensive side, Mason Graham got pressure, batted a ball away.
Atta
Good to
baby,
see.
Mason Graham.
That was amazing because you set up on the near field for the audience. You set up our defense.
Yes.
Then midstream switch to Watson in the shotgun.
This is an
So you-
amateur hour, folks. This
you
is
said
one day
our-
of joint practices.
Our defense realized, because I was curious how you were going to do it because they were basically going at the same time on that. These guys are a little bit closer ahead, so we're back to it on the far field with the offense.
All right, Watson sends Sanders in motion from left hip to the right hip. He's got Judy and Concepcion and Fannin to the right. Boston singled up on the left. Bill showing blitz single high. Now they walk out of it. They bring 4. He's got a nice pocket. Our line's done a much better job.
Good ball.
Oh,
Nice ball.
baby, on the deep
Concepcion.
over to Casey Concepcion.
Had it all the
That
way.
is called a chunk play, folks, and Watson with the bounce in his step. This is
Look at him. This is the most I've ever seen. I mean,
Yeah, he
this
is.
is the best he's looked in camp.
not only is the best he's looked in camp, but even Luke, you can see the way he's carrying himself, like the confidence and the belief, all of it.
Feel like he got
Maybe he got somebody
a
got in
little
his
pump
ear
up
and just said,
beforehand.
I'll take
Go beat
virtually
you.
no credit for this being my first day here, too. So, 0.
Oh, it's all you. It's all you.
Not really.
When Chris Rose comes to town with
The
his
stars
collection of
come out.
glasses that are right out of Italy,
KC cooked D. Alford.
people
too,
like
right
well,
on
Casey
corner.
Concepcion cannot be covered. I'm just going to say that right now. K stands for can't and C cover. Can't
Nice.
cover Concepcion.
Very good. I like
Of
that.
course, invoking Immanuel Kant, the philosopher, there with the K-A-N-T.
It's very close. Here's Shedeur at quarterback.
Oh, draws him
Outside.
outside.
Free
Free
play.
play. Free play. Take it up top.
There it
Tyler
is.
Wallace down the court. Oh, by Isaiah Bonner.
Oh.
Just a little under.
And
he got the
PI.
PI.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
PI.
the beauty of that. We're going to get the
Dr.
PI.
J's all bouncing around,
We're
jacked
going to get
up.
the PI there. That's a
On
30-yarder.
Kenai Walker.
That is great recognition by Shedeur Sanders of the situation there. And I don't mind that because on an overthrow situation on a free play, you don't have the benefit of that. That ball's got to be put on him or underthrown. It's almost as if he's wide open because that gives you the chance for a completion or the PI. Overthrown gives you nothing. Great job, great recognition by Shedeur Sanders. Gets it out there. On the other side, Josh Allen looking left. Little comeback route in front of Trey Avery to Josh Palmer, and he's got it. Shedeur in the shotgun. He's got Corley to his right. He's got, looks like, tight end Tylan Wallace and Bond to the left.
Oh,
Right,
ball.
tight
Dart.
window throw, and that's a touchdown, folks. Malachi Corley on the dig from the backside.
There's some
Right.
gas on that.
Joe Andreessen, the line, Andreessen,
I've heard it both ways.
whatever.
Well, let's just make
Didn't
an
make the
agreement what
play.
we're going to do Saturday so nobody's confused, whatever they're listening to.
Andreessen.
Andreessen. That's what
I
I'm
won't
going
even be mentioning him on Saturday. I'll be talking about the dime to Malachi Corley, and we'll be dancing in the booth.
I kid because I don't care.
with. Hi, world.
Nice ball from Shedeur Sanders. Quarterbacks.
What a
Oh,
man.
boy.
Jackson
Wow.
Hawes.
Oh, boy.
What a throw by Josh
All right, Shedeur
Allen.
on the other side.
Hand cannon.
All right, now he's looking for that dig right there, and that was going to be
Overshoots Boston.
into 4 people right
Great
there.
Hoff.
Hey.
Great Hoff is in the
The
in the mix now.
vascularity of the crew has just improved
exponentially.
exponentially with the arrival of the gold jacket, the Hoff.
I think the only ball that Josh Allen didn't put right on the money in the screws was the one that Mason Graham batted down.
They look
Incredible.
like
All the other ones were
tractor
seeds.
beams.
Yeah, just
Deshaun's had a couple of those
He
tractor
has.
beams as well today, which is good to see. All right, Shedeur in the shotgun. He's got Fannin and 2 receivers to the right. I think it's Bond and Wallace to the left. He's got Denzel Boston. 2 high cover shell. They're playing a little cover 4 quarters. Actually, they drop into a cover 3. Nice comebacker. Great recognition. So they showed it first that
Yep.
it was going to be cover 2. It transitions to cover 3. The deep curl always beats cover 3 on the outside. So great recognition. Great ball from Shedeur Sanders. And now we're going to go to the 2s. Jeez Louise, Josh Allen, stop it.
Nicole Hardman. I mean, it's insane.
yeah, it is.
I mean, you give him if there's an inch, it's a completion.
That was a clinic.
All right, so we're going to the 2s
By the way, our
on both
quarterbacks
fields.
look great. On
Our quarterbacks
both
look
did.
great.
Deshaun looked great. Shedeur really came along as that went along.
Yes.
And so now 2's on the far field.
2s on the far field, still with Shedeur in the shotgun. He's got a triangle to his right, fakes the handoff. It's going to be a little screen out. We got a nice block right there. Gage Arden's got to get that upfield. Good job by Cole Wilson. Cole Wilson sitting at 5'7", 177, which might be generous on both accounts. Does a good job at the point of attack right there, and you're able to pick up a few yards.
The Hoff joins us,
Hey.
fresh off of his walk.
How you doing?
Doing great.
Was it nice strolling with Joel Batonio, even though he was to your
Yeah, you were on the
left?
wrong sides, Hoff. I don't even know
He
if you guys know
felt
how to communicate
a
that
little
way.
uncomfortable. He wasn't healing the way he was supposed to. That's right. I'm used to him on my right side.
Right.
It was
He
unusual.
wasn't healing the way that he's supposed
He's saying,
to.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, I felt a little bit like he was usurping my role here. No, it was great to see him. He looks amazing. He's out here doing some media, also on the sales circuit like I was there previously. I didn't get to see the one-on-ones like I'd hoped, but I'm guessing they went lovely and were called
lovely.
out perfectly.
So far, the quarterbacks have both done a very good job. Deshaun Watson having, I think, arguably right now his best day of camp, pushing the ball down the field, tight window throws. His throw to Casey Concepcion in the first one might have been the best throw of his
my
day.
goodness.
It's a good
Tough
throw.
day for the corners not named Tyson Campbell and Denzel Ward right
Yeah.
now. I'll leave it at that.
I would also say maybe as good as I've ever seen Deshaun here.
Yes, he's been very
Full
impressive.
stop.
Shedeur on the second time around in the 7-on-7 started to get into a rhythm, and I thought made a couple of nice throws in that team portion. He had a ball to Malachi Corley Hoff on a dagger that was he had to get it in before the linebacker got there, and he did. And then Corley was kind of through the gap and gone. So I'm encouraged by our offense. That's my big
Yep.
takeaway thus far. Very encouraged by our offense.
Yeah, both appointed themselves well, and Watson's it's really been strong. Defensively, as we knew, like the depth stuff at corner, non-Denzel was going to be a problem. Non-Denzel Tyson and Josh Allen's it's a scene, man, watching him spin it.
It's a scene. We're getting a little bit of a push on the lines, which I like, both first and second team. So far, it's looked a lot better than it did in Chicago, which that was one of the concerns coming out of that game was our inability in the run game, right, to move anybody.
Yeah, both lines were concerned coming out of that game. We weren't able to move anybody on offense to create seams for the running game. I think the receivers were the highlight of our running game, which that's never a good thing. And then on defense, just couldn't get any pressure whatsoever. I mean, even when we were blitzing or adding rushers, defense couldn't get home, couldn't stress their quarterback, couldn't get him off his spot at all. And that's what after going up 10-0, they ripped off, 34 straight, and it ended the way it did.
Free play for Dylan Gabriel here. That's got to go down the field, and he's got a deep seam ball right there to Luke Floria running a little over. Good ball from Dylan Gabriel. That's probably Dylan Gabriel's best ball of the day.
Nice touch on that pass right there, like putting it right over the top, layering it over the linebacker in front of that safety that's closing on that deep over route. Beautiful job with touch, timing. Receiver caught it right en route and was able to turn up the field.
Yeah. By the way, we've worked so hard on cadence in this camp, and you've seen it already. We've gotten multiple free plays in this period alone off of the cadence and being able to get them to jump. They hop back. Now you know it's a free play. Down the field, we got a big PI to Bond from Shedeur Sanders, and we got that big one there from Dylan Gabriel.
We always used to say, what's our only advantage over defense? They're faster than us. They're better athletes than us. There's more of them because typically the quarterback's got the ball. They're not a weapon, so it's 10 on 11. But our advantage is the cadence, so we need to use that. Whatever the weapons you are, whatever weapons you have in your tool belt, you need to be able to use them, and I love how Coach Munkin is emphasizing that throughout training camp going into the Chicago game. They wanted to use the silent cadence, even though they knew there was going to be potentially some hiccups and it wasn't going to be a loud environment. You don't want to wait until the regular season to start trying to employ your cadence tricks.
Taylon Green might get to throw the ball here, folks. Green in the shotgun. They're going empty. Oh, no, they got a running back on the left hip.
You want us to run sirens now?
Yes, I'm excited.
It's very exciting.
All right, they're showing a blitz off the slot here to the left, and they do bring the blitz. Got to get out of it. Got to throw it hot. Nice ball there into Jermaine Terry, who's had a nice camp in 85. The Browns looking for a second tight end. Quietly, Jermaine Terry, I think, has been playing pretty well with this third team, and is at least, I know, caught the attention of people here. That's a nice ball from Taylon Green. Drifted in the pocket to the left, away from the blitz. And that's a throw that you missed that inside. That's a pick six. You got to put that on the money, and he did.
Yeah, the defender was trying to undercut it, and the ball has to be outside and a little bit higher. And it was right where it needed to be. Receiver caught it, was able to turn up the field. That was beautiful.
All right, Taylon Green in the shotgun. This time it truly is empty, but now he's going to motion the running back, Devon Booth, to his left hip. Two receivers to the right, two receivers to the left. Single high look, some potentially pressure coming here from the Bills. Nope, they drop out of it into a two high shell. Take the underneath. He does. Devon Booth, and a gain on third down underneath.
This is what you guys were all baking on, by the way, is Taylon Green in the preseason. Like, that's all what we wanted. We want him in the fourth quarter to because he's got that high ceiling that's fun, man.
We got a rugby scrum over here. Everybody's running in now.
It's not Saints Cowboys.
No, how about the German suplex right there, if you were a fan of Mid-South Wrestling, from the son of Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner?
Yeah. Rex Steiner, actually, the true name, the given name of that family, and he came in there. My word.
Holy smokes.
We're not going to like that one in the tape room.
Nope.
We're not going to have to talk about that. We don't have to. They can talk about that on BBD.
Here, Men in Black.
Where's Carucci? Is Carucci here?
I have not seen Carucci yet. He's active. He must be on air on BBD.
He must be. Yeah.
He must be. Victor. All right, we're about to get some team red zone. It was close, Hoff. Now we're fine. All right, so we're going to do red zone's going to be at the 20. Shedeur Sanders coming out first. So Todd Monken, true to his word thus far, has split these first four periods evenly in terms of who's come out first with the ones. So people are saying, oh, that was going to be lip service. No, it has been. And so far I would say both have accounted themselves well. Deshaun Watson having arguably his best day out here. We got a Brown down here on the third unit in a lot of pain.
Helmet's off, too.
Helmet's off.
Might have gotten a poke in the eye.
kind of looks like that, doesn't it? I can't get a number. It's through traffic.
All right, well, let's just get right into the red zone right here. You want to be a team of consequence, you need to score. We need 7s instead of 3s. These are 4-point plays, folks, and you're going against a team last year that was not one of the better red zone defenses in the NFL. 60% touchdowns, 19th, so bottom half of the league there for a Bills defense that didn't have many blemishes on it. This was one of them, and Shedeur Sanders right here. This is going to be important, I think, in the paint. For Veer Deshaun, you've had a great first 2 periods. Keep being aggressive. You can't be afraid, but also at the same time, you can't turn it over. So it's smart aggressive if you are the Cleveland Browns quarterbacks. And for Shedeur Sanders right here, I'm going to be real aggressive because I want to throw some touchdowns and I want to catch the attention of everybody from what's going on right here. Looks like we're going to have to shift the field. We are going red zone, so just go red zone this way.
Yeah, that's solve
As
it.
unfortunately, that looks like an injury that is going to require some attention. He's not gotten up off the field.
Not seen a number yet either.
No, he's on the third team defensive
Now
line.
Now up.
For the Browns. Up, which is good to see. I thought I saw a 6.
Yeah, I
but
did
that's
too,
a lot of,
but
there are many.
There are a few defensive linemen that way.
There are a great many.
There's 4 of them, I think.
For the Browns, I think we're up to 5 with the addition of Jamil Muhammad today.
Oh, yes.
Number 67. All right, they're
I think
clapping.
you nailed it with the eye. It looked like he's holding the eye like he got poked. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think you might, yeah. That's
Eagle Eyes
good.
Rose. How did you spot that?
Huh?
In that scrum. What
Well,
a job out of you.
I've
What
been
a
very
vet.
eye sensitive lately. I come from a family of optometrists.
Really?
I'm very
Wow,
sensitive
interesting.
in that area.
Incredible.
No.
File I didn't know about.
I come from
Well,
a family of
after all these
liars,
years.
obviously. That's what it is.
Oh, I thought you said liar. I know they're all attorneys.
Oh, no.
Hey now. Hey now.
So we still can't quite tell the
All right, here we go.
uniform number.
Red zone at the 20. We are on the left hash. Sanders in the shotgun. Casey Concepcion wide to the right. Fan in motion in from wide to the left to a wing on the left. 2 tight ends. He's got Sampson on his right hip. Now he moves him into a pistol behind him. Whiteheart tight end to the right. Boston out there on the left at receiver. Sanders takes shotgun turn. Give. Little zone to the right. Tries to cut it back, but runs right into the defense right there. Landon Jackson, it looked like. Big number 94.
So you could get a true stagger here because it looked like about a play ahead because of the
which would be
injury.
great.
So now you'll have Allen on the far end near field against our defense.
It's Isaiah McGuire in verse. Campbell is out there. Allen hands in the middle, and he goes nowhereville. Isaiah McGuire, Sanders under center, turns and a give off the right side. A little bit of hold. Thought maybe he could have bounced that one outside to the right there, Bo.
Yeah, there was certainly room there to be able to do it.
So, Joe, what are we trying to accomplish here? 11 on 11. We haven't played another team very much with our first unit. Offensive line-wise, what are you looking for here?
Well, red zone, everything becomes compressed, right? The cracks in the run game that you're trying to create are going to be smaller. The windows in the passing game are obviously a lot smaller. They talk about having everything happen a lot sooner in the red zone. So precision with your technique and your combination blocks are everything. That's really a lot of the focus that you have because you're looking for inches and feet versus yards and first downs when you're in the open field. So precision, those combination blocks, that's what I'm always looking for.
All right, they started in empty, exploded into a condensed formation, got Shedeur under center, trying to out-leverage them to the outside, and nothing doing right there for Dylan Sampson as they try to run a toss. And they are met by T.J. Sanders, their second rounder last year out of South Carolina, who blew that play up on the edge.
3 straight runs?
3 straight runs and minimal success.
No, not much. Bills had a big play on the other end, kind of a play action, then screen back the opposite way for a big gainer.
Good tackle in the middle right there. Got the feet tangled up. All right, Shedeur in the shotgun. Now he's got a triangle to his left. Tylan Wallace singled up on the backside. Now he gets help with Concepcion coming all the way wide to the right. It's going to be a screen out there. He's tunnel screen. He makes one guy miss.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
That could have been good. So the timing wasn't great from Titus Howard getting out at the right tackle, Huff, but great job by Casey Concepcion. And that's guy, you give him one guy to beat, he's going to do it.
That's the thing we always talk about on the line when you're getting out in a screen. Be definitive with who you're going to take because the receiver can typically make one man miss in space like that. But if he doesn't know who it's going to be, it's hard for him to set that person up and make him miss. Great job by Concepcion there and the blocker that was out front being definitive, giving him a clear picture so he knows the man he's got to beat.
There we got a little pushing and shoving over here. Is big number 79,
Ruben
Spencer Brown.
Spencer Brown, sorry.
It was a
Ruben
mountain
Brown.
of a man.
All day.
All right.
He was good, though.
He's not
Here we
still
go.
playing.
Shador
I
in
don't
the
think.
shotgun. It's empty. They bring pressure off his back foot. Has to throw it for he wants to, and looks for Judy. Can't get it to him there. So Browns ones looked a lot better in the middle of the field so far on the rundowns and on the pass downs than they have down here in the red zone, and that's part of it. The red zone is tough. Windows are, as you said, Hoff, they close faster. Guys can't move quite at the same speed because they don't have quite the same amount of room, at least to get vertically. Coming across the back of the end zone, they certainly can fly around. Let's see if Shador can end this one on a good note. I think they got the screen touchdown to Concepcion. Now we've got on a wing on the right, we've got Whitehart. You've got tight to the right, Isaiah Bond. Concepcion and Boston to the left. Concepcion moves. Ooh, that was a lot of that. So that was a play that had a lot of options. So you had a jet sweep or a pop pass that you could have given right there to Concepcion on that jet motion. Then they had a puller from the backside pulling in front, so the quarterback could have kept it and run quarterback power, or you do the quick hand off of the middle. He opted for the quick hand. Looked like maybe the quarterback power on the backside was there for him.
There was actually another player that was in an orbit motion, so going behind the quarterback in the opposite direction, and they were setting up what looked like could have been a quarterback option, actually, as like maybe a fourth option of that play. A lot of things going on there.
All right, Deshaun now in with the ones in the shotgun, ball at the 8-yard line. He's got Concepcion and Bond to his left. Little screen set up for Rocket Sanders. Elton Jenkins out front, and Sanders is going to bull his way down to the 1-yard line. Very successful play. I think that's a big difference in the Todd Monken offense, guys. The screen game, and even the one that we didn't hit, that first one, that should have been a touchdown. We had 3 blockers for 2 defenders, and unfortunately they chose to block neither. But I think the screen game looks a lot better under Todd Monken. The timing of it and the variance in it.
I think the people you're screening with helps too.
Yes.
Compared to a year ago.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pretty good influx of talent.
All right, Watson in the shotgun, ball at the 6 on the right hash. He's got Boston to the right, 3 to the left. It looks like Judy, Wallace, and Fannin. Sampson on the right hip. Going to be a straight drop for Watson. He's looking, tries to throw it up high to maybe got a flag there? Little flag there, looking for Harold Fannin. Ball a little on the back shoulder there. Probably had to put that one out in front of him and high. DeMar Hamlin didn't have vision on the quarterback. When you see the back of their helmet, try to put it over that helmet.
Yep.
Just a little bit on the backside there.
Yeah, this is again in that spot where you think of the work that Allen is getting when you have one quarterback, like he's getting all of this.
Speaking of
There's Deshaun again here.
Touchdown Browns as he finds Blake Whitehart.
We'll take your word for it.
Yeah, that one was hard to see. So
the High Rollers Lounge area is right in between where me and Rosie are trying to watch this red zone since it's so compressed into that end zone.
See that
we'll
one?
just enjoy it. From
Josh
your
Allen
call.
with a throw where there was a window as big as the football and gets it in right there to his tight end on the back line. Right there, Watson, a little roll to the left and then hits Whitehart. That's good. All right, they go quick out of the huddle. Fannin in motion. Play action, Fannin, easy touchdown. Oh baby.
Boy. Harold, what are we doing, man?
Now, that could have been a little less on that throw, but
So,
that was kind of
That one we did see.
We saw a little bit of it. So Fannin was running the little arrow or flat into the flat space, and it looked like he was looking over his right shoulder, thinking the ball was going to come towards the sideline, and the ball kind of came over his head, so he had to adjust to an over the shoulder. And I think he just lost the ball when he turned his head from over his right shoulder to over the top. Either way, you should be able to make that catch. But
Yes.
I think ball placement could have been a little bit better,
Yes.
but that's still one of those ones you've got to be able to catch.
All right, Watson under center now. Turns. It's a jet sweep to Gage Larvidan around the corner. Gets there, picks up a couple.
I think something that we have to think about. What do you got?
You got helmets off down here. Jared versus helmets off.
I think he was on the sideline when the play started. I think that's what I saw.
Oh, did he? So
I
he
think
ran in?
Yeah, I think he ran in.
Ran in.
But
Some words
with
for
Todd
Josh
Monken,
Allen.
the last 3 years, he's had Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson inside the 10. That is a lethal combination.
Absolutely. It's 11 on 11.
Right?
Yep.
And so now, nothing against the Browns, but just
don't have
different
it. Yeah.
different personnel.
And we also don't have Quinshon today. For
Right.
those who are just joining us, Quinshon Judkins not participating for the second straight day. Watson in the shotgun.
Oh,
And that's the
That's
one
a
that
bad
he can't
one.
have. That's the one that you can't have right there. I either didn't see the linebacker trying to throw a post right there to Isaiah Bond.
That's Jordan Hancock. who's had a really good camp for them, for the Bills.
And either needed to get that up over him or he needed to get that around him. But now you got to bounce back from that because you're having a great day, and then all of a sudden that can be a momentum killer, and that'll be the last throw in this period for him as Dillon Gabriel comes back in now.
That last group of plays was with the twos.
Yep.
As well, so that's following that same pattern that we've kind of had throughout.
Yeah, that one's got to be. That one's on the quarterback right there, and that's the stuff that makes you nervous.
Yep.
Because that can't be a pick right there. You can't turn the football over in the red zone. And it was the right read. Bond was open on the post, but you got to put a little more air. That's got to have one of those that put that up and down action on it, or wait a second and get it around the defender. He ends up kind of throwing it right to the defender. My guess is he did not see him.
No.
Challenge on that one is he's trying to look the safety off, so he's starting his eyes to the right. You got to be able to know what the coverage is coming back to the left, knowing there's going to be a zone dropper in that spot, so the ball needs to go over the top of him because you're almost throwing it before you get your eyes back to that post route.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's a case of what Peyton Manning would say. He's like, the only time I ever threw interceptions were when the defenders weren't where they were supposed to be.
That's a great line.
I don't know if that was true in his rookie year per se, but later in his career, I think there's a great deal of veracity to that comment.
As we're rounding out this red zone period, Dillon Gabriel now getting in his work here with the threes.
So now we're going to get some field goals, which is going to be fun to watch. We'll see if Andre Schmidt can stay hot. The guy has not missed since we were in New England. Gibbe says, let's take a little timeout. Dillon Gabriel to hand off to Amani Marshall up the middle and makes his way down. And they're going to push him in here.
Nice.
Oh, why not?
Oh, my goodness. All
That's
right, let's
perfect. Mr. Rose.
Adios.
Good to see you. Great
That's
to
it?
see you. Great to see you. Yeah, he's out. He's out.
That's it.
He's got
Tea
obligations. He's got
time.
tea time obligations.
Oh, baby.
No
Jealous.
obligations. I've been
Yes.
booted.
No, I just do what I'm told.
You
It's
I'm
guys
doing.
took a secret vote.
Chris Rose.
Gibbe passed the deciding vote.
By the way,
It's been real, and it's been good.
You guys on
It's been real good.
the automated review versus the on-field with the chain last
yeah.
week was classic. It was well done out of both of you. Like, this
we
is going
enjoyed
really
it.
well, isn't it? It's all going very well. So great stuff, and we'll look forward to watching you guys on the weekend. Enter the Dog Dash sweepstakes presented by Milkbone for a chance to have your pup compete in the annual dog races during halftime of the Browns-Ravens game on October 18th. Grand prize includes 2 season tickets for the 27 season and Milkbone for a year. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/milkbone to enter. We're going to take a quick time out here on Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Bally Bet and the Bally Bet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly. We are doing it live on a Thursday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. This is the Thursday you have all been waiting for. We have. We are well into it. Joint practice between the Browns and the Bills. If you're just joining us on 850 ESPN Cleveland now, the good news is everything we observed in the first hour and a half of this, you're going to get at the end of in the last hour and a half or so of this show. So you will see all of those things, and you will hear them as we saw. And yes, that wasn't a misspeak. You will hear them as we saw them because
right.
we're describing everything that we saw here in the first hour, and it was an incredibly brilliant start for Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
He did throw a pick in the red zone towards the end.
Second team, yep. But threw two
second
touchdowns
team
with the ones.
Spectacular, and probably the best practice that I've ever seen him have as a Brown, and we're right back to it, Dr. Z.
Yeah, before that pick, I would have agreed with you. All right, this is a move the ball end of the half. Josh Allen now against our defense, except it's not our full strength defense. It's going to be an end of the half period. The clock is ticking. They're going hurry up. Allen with the completion to Dalton Kincaid on first down against Trey Avery. No Tyson Campbell right now. If you're just joining us, Alex Wright got injured. Down the middle, wide open, busted coverage, and that is a touchdown for the Bills. As you see Ronnie Hickman turning around, talking with Easton Mascarenas, Arnold, and Quincy Williams right there. Somebody was supposed to carry that seam route. They did not. That end of the half period goes very, very quickly, and I would say very effectively for the Bills. 2 plays, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Now it will be Shedeur Sanders for the Browns here as they've kind of gone back and forth.
So he went first in the last group, too, with red zone, did he? Yeah, he did.
He did.
So this is 2 straight groupings where Shedeur gets to go first. Noteworthy perhaps,
indeed. Now there are 2 periods here.
Yeah.
I'll move the ball after this. What time are we at on the dial?
We are 2 after the hour.
All right, so we're in pretty good shape right here.
Hello, by the way.
Welcome back.
It is
play-by-play
hot,
voice
Mr.
here at
as
Cleveland Browns.
heck down there, guys.
Is it? Not up here.
It is burn the back of your neck hot.
All right, well, I'm glad we're up here in our perch.
How about that Taylon Green to Tylan Wallace ball?
We
nice.
talked about
Very
Taylon Green,
excited.
then running it in after that.
Yeah, I was standing right there. It is a thing of beauty. Get ready for some fourth quarter fun.
If you're just joining us on the radio, no Quinshon Judkins at practice today.
No, and Alex
Browns.
Wright left on a cart, and we're hoping that it is not serious. This is Shedeur. This is a big set of downs. This is an end of the half period. Shedeur in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to the left underneath to Dylan Sampson quickly, about 5 yards or so, and gets out of bounds. They're going to say the clock's running. Clock is running. Browns have got to go.
Hurry.
Hurry up. They thought they were huddled, they are not. No, now they are huddled. Now they did get out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought he was out of bounds.
All right, got about 7 yards there. 2nd and 3 out around the 43-yard line. Shedeur Sanders right here trying to match Josh Allen, who went down the field in 2 plays. Got Concepcion and Boston to the right. He's got Jerry Jeudy to the left. Harold Fannin on a wing to the left as well. Dylan Sampson in the backfield on the right, hip in the shotgun. Concepcion motions. He's going across the middle, deep dig to Boston, out in front of him. Good catch, diving catch by Boston, and they're into Buffalo territory at the 45. Calling the play as they go. Jeudy and Concepcion to the left, Boston and Fannin to the right. From the right hash here, Shedeur Sanders in the shotgun. Takes the drop. He is looking right. Comes up a little stop route to Boston, a little short arm underneath. Incomplete there. Incomplete to Denzel Boston, who caught it on the short hop.
He did.
But did not fool the officials.
Boston
Siciliano.
working against Maxwell Hairston, who was a number 1 pick a year ago, banged up for a lot of the year, and he actually missed about 2 weeks of camp, so he is back out there. So that's a nice little battle on the backside.
Out of Kentucky. All right, 2nd and 10 for the Browns. Shedeur sends 3 out to the left. Bond wide to the left, Wallace slot left, and in a tight end formation, you've got Harold Fannin. He's got Malachi Corley wide to the right, Sampson on his right hip. They get a false start, it appears.
Yes.
That's going to be a false start on Harold Fannin. At least that's what I know. We're going to get the offsides on the defense. I like this official. I like the cut of his I like his style right there.
Todd likes it too. Todd likes it too. He was
Bradley
really
Chubb said that there was a flinch from Fannin and he jumped. The officials didn't see it that way, and so that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 from the 40 right now for the Browns. 2nd and 5 from the 40. We can't see the time on the clock, unfortunately.
That has always been an issue when they're on that field here.
Just play
this
clock.
end of game.
Or is it that? No. Yeah, is it
play
that?
clock?
No,
we can
that's
see
going
It's
up.
going up. Yeah. Play clock over
Play
there.
clock's at 19.
By the way, it's not 2:55 either, so I don't know
I'm
what's
not
going
sure
on
what
right
that
there.
is there, no.
All right, Shador in the shotgun. He's got Corley and Wallace to the left. Now we've got a little discombobulation. The Browns are going to have to burn a timeout, and the Bills are loving
they're
that on
happy
the
about
sideline. And that's the stuff. That's the stuff that you just wish we could get that part of it out of here. So that
Especially
it's
after
not
a penalty
looking-
like
Well,
that.
of course, you get
Yeah.
a penalty. You're
It's all
huddled up.
gone.
There's no reason for that. Especially late game in the situation. That's a valuable tight end you burn now. 2nd and 5. Corley and Wallace to the left. Blake Whitehart, tight end on the right. Bond wide to the right. Sanders in the shotgun with Sampson on his left hip. 2 high safety kind of shell look. Now they pull a robber down to get on Wallace, but that's an even better ball from Shador Sanders right there. Now Bradley Chubb says it was a sack. He's celebrating. Nobody else is acknowledging it. I'm certainly
No,
not.
that was not. You kind of had a delay blitz. You had Cole Bishop walking up.
First down for the Browns at about the 22. Sanders got 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Looking left for Corley on speed out ball, dangerously
He
inside.
did catch it.
But
He caught it.
there,
Clock
as
running.
he catches it in front of Christian Benford, Corley does. Clock's running. Corley gets the ball in. Got to get up. Looks like a spike coming. And they clock it.
Block it. Nice bounce right back to him.
And field goal unit coming out, or no.
No.
It's still in it. So, yeah, it's hard when we don't know the time that they're working with.
3rd and about 2.
Got the rookies and Judy coming in.
Yep, rookies and Judy, along with Harold Fannin here. 11 personnel for the Browns. 3rd down and about 2. Do they spread them out and try to run for the first down? We don't know how much time's left, if that's even an option in the playbook right now, or if you've got to throw it. We know they had to spike it last time. Boston wide to the right. Fannin, Concepcion. Concepcion a little bit of a stack to the left. Looks like he's in a spot where he's going to come across in motion here. And yes, he does come across from motion from left to right. Gets that running start. He runs an out. Got Sampson underneath. Had a step right there working against Keontae Jenkins. And Sanders just a little wide to the right. So clearly it is a touchdown-only situation for the Cleveland Browns right there. They're trying to get the speed out to Concepcion off of that motion we saw earlier. Well covered by the Bills. Comes back left. Had Sampson just a little too far out in front of him.
Yeah, just let him. Let him too much on that one. And so now you get a 4th and a yard.
4th and a long. We'll call it 4th and 2. In the shotgun, condensed formation. They're going to go empty, looking to set up the screen to the right. Come back, throw across the middle to the left to Fannin. And he is not. Well, they're going to give it to him.
Boy,
They're
we'll
going to
take
give
that
it
spot.
to him. First down, Browns. Home cooking. Let's go. The Bills protesting. Too bad. Going to have to spike it. They do. Bills are hooting
Oh,
and
you got a
hollering. They got a false start,
Josh
which
Allen's-
is a 10-second runoff if it is.
Allen's
These are clearly
asking for a
AFC
false
North
start.
refs.
I thought we did have a little bit of – I don't think we were all set there, which would have been what happened yesterday, but fortunately not to these officials. All right, so the Browns got to get in the end zone. They've got 2nd down at about the 11. We got 2 to the right, Bond and Fannin, 2 to the left, Boston and Concepcion. Actually, that's Judy to the right, and that's a sack.
That's a sack. Greg Rousseau.
And you can't have that. That's going to be a sack. Clock running. You got to hurry up. Got to hurry up. They're all doing the tarv. Wait a second.
What is
It's
that?
universal. Got to spike it. Got to spike it. Tick, 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 tick. No, they're going to go for it. This is going to be for the game. To the end
a
zone.
shot.
Up for Boston. One hand. Oh. And now the Bills come out, and they're doing the tarv.
Yep.
Only
Are they
tarv
doing
can
this?
do the tarv.
Are they doing like
Well, they had a little bit of this
motorcycle thing?
earlier.
They're doing this. I'm not sure what they're
the
doing.
corner just put his wrist up.
All right.
Still a solid drive. Got down a good chunk of the field right there, did Shador Sanders. Browns could not get it into the end zone. And now we've got one more period to go here, and this is going to be a move the ball period. We'll see if the Browns offense, see if Deshaun Watson gets an opportunity here.
Yeah, a couple of procedural things there, though, that kind of undid you. You get the free 5 yards, and then you got to burn the timeout, which you hate to see. And then whether, obviously, these officials didn't see it, we'll take it, but could have been a false start on that spike as well. So those are the things that just that'll just kill you, those type of things.
Couple of good balls. The one to Tylan Wallace, which was the big one on
Yep.
the 3rd down, and then he had a nice ball to Malachi Corley on the out. Josh Allen and the Bills offense back out here. Last time they were not out here for long. Still Trey Avery, no Tyson Campbell in these team situations. He's had some of them he's been in.
Yeah.
some not.
Back to that last throw. I mean, look, he threw it up there for your big body guy in the back corner of the end
Had
zone.
to.
Could he gone a little higher? Sure. I give Maxwell Hairston credit for a nice PBU there.
All right, Allen's in the shotgun with James Cook. Three receivers to the right, one to the left. Browns rotate down into a cover one look. Allen
Holy cow.
wide open in the middle of the field. Is that
Nobody covered one there.
Man, they have there's
Nicole
nobody
Hardman.
within 15 yards of him
No.
on that one.
And the Browns weren't cover one. The middle of the field closed. It was rather open on that one.
See what I did there?
As they'll
Cover
bring-
one, nobody covered one. That's what I meant there.
Yeah.
Trying to set
It
you up,
was-
buddy.
It was good.
Trying to set you up.
I don't know how
This
he
has
got
only
that
been
free.
3 plays for Buffalo.
Yeah, they picked up about 80 yards.
70-yard touchdown and a big chunk there.
Aiden Huntington in still with the starters, not Mike Hall. I like to see Mike Hall in these situations, rushing the pass. They try a little toss to the right. They've got a lead blocker. I mean, that was legit. Yeah, it was a 30-yard run.
Yep.
James
So
Cook
the Browns' first-team
dancing
defense
through the
right now
second
is
level.
getting cooked, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, that was they started to get momentum in that last group of plays over here with Allen where they went right down, and now they're in the move the ball here. They're having their way for sure.
Down to the 35. I think really it might have been, I don't know when that play would have ended.
Well, that was one of those ones where it's a,
Yep.
get a hand on sort of, but it was hard to imagine you'd be able to get leverage to get a tackle.
Allen under center. He's got a fullback in front of James Cook. They turn, give.
Oh, he
ball's on
fumbled
the
it.
ground, and Alex
Isaiah
McGuire
McGuire.
got it. Isaiah McGuire on the ball. Browns football.
Oh, man. What a play.
That's a
Just
fumble.
put it
James
right on the
Cook
ground.
Puts it on the
Just
ground.
unforced.
Isaiah
Yep.
McGuire gets it. And that'll do it. For this portion, do we get a Browns offensive period?
We got time for one more?
Botched exchange.
It looks like we do. Looks like they're talking about it. Deshaun Watson puts his helmet on. The Browns offense coming down. I think big drive for Deshaun Watson here.
We got 8 minutes left on the clock. Well, 8 minutes left until this practice is scheduled to end.
I saw Todd look over to Joe and was kind of
Should we do
say,
one?
can we get
Yep.
one more? Can I get another one? And it sounded like we're going to get one.
So Deshaun started off today, I thought was having the best practice he's had all training camp, making big-time throws at all levels of the field. Well, had a good red zone period as well.
Just
The
one
interception,
mistake.
One mistake right
was a
there.
big
but
one, but-
that's the last ball he's thrown. So let's see
Yeah.
how he bounces
Been a
back
minute.
from that right here. See if he can pick up a couple of first downs. This is a move the ball period. Watson comes out quick under center. Dylan Sampson in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left, Denzel Boston.
Changing the play.
Changing the play. They're showing off coverage. Now they're moving it up on that backside against Boston. Turns, gives to Sampson up the middle. Able to kind of submarine ahead for about 4 or 5, I would say.
Yeah, something like that.
Bring
3
up
or 4, something like
about
that.
a 2nd and 6, it looks like,
I think that's fair.
from our vantage point. All right, Fannin to the sideline. We're seeing, I will say, it feels like Blake Whiteheart is in more than maybe you would have expected, and Fannin is not right now every snap. Watson in the shotgun, actually in the pistol. Behind him, he has got Sampson. Whiteheart motions across to the left side of the formation. They're going to run a stretch out to the left. They've got good blocking. Sampson's able to pick up another 3 or so, bringing up what I'd call 3rd and 3. So run. I guess you got to consider it 4-down territory for the sake of the drill.
Here comes Fannin.
Fannin back in along with Luke Floria as
too,
well.
huh?
And they're going to match it. They're going to send a big fella off, bring a corner in. On the other side as Jordan Hancock, the safety out of Ohio State, makes his way onto the field. All right, Watson in the shotgun. He's got Boston and Floria to his right. I think that's Judy and Fannin to his left. Judy motions in tight to the formation. Watson looking a little inside. Love that. Just
Love
the
that.
big physicality right there.
Yep.
Crossing the face of Christian Benford, who's had a great career for the Buffalo Bills, and picks up the first down. Good read by Watson. Good route by Boston. You have to cross the face of the
Have to.
defender. He does on just that little in, and it is a first down for the Browns out near midfield. About the 46, their own 46.
Carson Ryan now.
You got Whiteheart on one side, Carson Ryan on a wing to the left, actually kind of offset with the pistol. He's kind of to the left of Watson. Behind him is Sampson. They turn, quick give to Sampson. Get to the outside. He's got a hole.
There he goes.
5, 10. He's through the tackle. You can't blow that dead there.
Come on.
Are you kidding me?
Come on.
That's a 30-yard gain.
I mean, he broke a similar tackle Saturday.
Where are they saying? Where are they? Are they marking that back to contact?
Come on.
No,
Buddy.
that's down to. We should be down at the 15-yard.
That's got to go a little further. Are they? Where did they blow? My goodness. So that was a no gain?
They just took 25 yards away.
No, they gave him 10.
They
gave
took
him-
25 yards
yeah,
away.
They gave him 9 yards. They didn't even call that a first down. He's at their 10, 25. I think he took 45 yards away. All right, Watson under center, 2nd and 1. This is where if you want to take a shot, this is the time to do it. Bill showing too high right there, so he checks out of it. You wonder if he checks into a run or some kind of like a quarters coverage. Watson under center. It's going to be a pitch to the right there. Slow developing play, and that is
Nothing
Raheem
doing.
Sanders cuts it back, though. He's got room. He's got a block.
Deshaun
He's
leading
got
the
Watson
way.
Leading the way down to the 10, down to the 5. Down to the 5, rocket Sanders right there. Load the ship with the rocket fuel. As he reverses
As you welcome, we welcome on the
field.
Hoff's chuckle on that one as well, which is
He
nice. Yeah.
reverses field. That was going nowhere. 5-yard
rocket man.
loss on the toss to the right. Cuts back. He's got Watson and Wallace lead him. He gets all the way down to the 5. That's one right there where you turn around and officially say, you know what, pal? Ball don't lie. 1st and goal Browns. And right now, can Deshaun Watson punch it in, which would be an emphatic way to end this. Now, he's got to be dealing with, right, the ghosts of the interception last time. You can't think that way. You got to live in the present. Don't live in your fears here as the Browns looking to punch it in and get the advantage in this drill. End this practice on a high note. Watson turns, gives Sanders up the middle, runs into somebody, diving, reaching, stretching, down to about the 2.5. 2nd and goal. It's 4-down territory for Todd Monken, imposing their physicality. Monken looking at the official looking at somewhere. Joe Brady over there. And that's
Oh!
it. Are you kidding me?
Come on.
Are you throwing
That's
the
it?
towel? Throwing the towel.
Did you
What happened?
Did
Is
you
this-
see the tweet, by the way? Somebody said if the 4 of us are this excited for a joint practice, can't wait to hear what it sounds like when we win a home playoff game.
This is what was done
This
to
is
try
what
to
we've
save
been-
Apollo Creed from even Drago.
What happened? Throw the towel.
Throwing the towel.
Unbelievable.
First was 2nd and goal from the 2. I'm calling
That's it.
Touchdown Browns.
It's got to be.
Browns
How
win the
about that?
practice. Let's go for the people that like to do that. Browns win the practice. We're calling it.
There you go. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals,
Unbelievable.
official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. In addition to that, score big with Howard Hanna, official real estate partner of your Cleveland Browns, is Northeast Ohio's #1 real estate provider, dedicated to helping you make the best move. Visit howardhanna.com/GoBrowns to explore your winning options today. We are off and running on what has been a very eventful joint practice between the Browns and the Buffalo Bills. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Bally Bet, the Bally Bet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And today's show is brought to you by Elk & Elk. If you're injured on the job, call the workers' compensation lawyers at 1-800-ELK Ohio. Elk & Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Waiting Todd Monken at the podium. Monk exchanging some pleasantries to former players and stuff, and coaches as practice between the Bills and the Browns is in the books. Dr. Z is here. The great Hoff is here. Hoff, I'll start with you. Your headlines from joint practice.
Yeah, there was a lot more running for mayor and selling sweets for me today than watching practice, unfortunately. My highlights was just the opportunity to listen to you guys up here going bananas, giving incredible depth in the play-by-play and the color of two practices going on at the same time on both fields. But I would say football takeaways, Deshaun Watson had a very nice day. You guys mentioned it. I didn't get to see the whole practice, but when he was in there, he was sharp, he was decisive, and he was pushing the football down the field, which is something that we did not see in the game against the Chicago Bears.
I'd agree. I know it's bad radio, Huff, but I agree. I mean, I thought Deshaun Watson, that red zone interception was not great. The one to Fannin, that has to be a touchdown, whether that's him, whether that's Fannin, whether it's a combination of both, that's got to be a touchdown. But I thought early on the first two couple of periods were some of the best that I've seen him, really first three periods that I've seen him here with the Browns. And hopefully there's confidence from that. The ball down the seam to Casey Concepcion was as good of a throw as he has made. Shedeur Sanders made some very nice throws. And his progress from a year ago is night and day. It really is. And you got to give a lot of credit to Todd Monken and Mike Bajakian and this staff because – and to Shedeur Sanders for the work that he has put in to be able to capitalize on these opportunities and these reps. And I think we'll look back at, no matter what the outcome of this quarterback competition, that the fact that it happened is so good for the development of Shedeur Sanders and the quarterback that he has a chance to be not only in 2026 but beyond for the Cleveland Browns, because he got so many valuable reps and he has improved. I thought if you wanted to see could the Browns hang with the Buffalo Bills with their first team, I think the answer is yes. Over the course of the day, now you weren't having Tyson Campbell out there. You weren't having Schlesinger out there. You didn't have, Mike Hall or Malik Collins with the ones. You didn't have Quinshon on offense, and defensively you lose Alex Wright. And I thought as the day went on, the offense of the Bills started to get the best of them, but it ends on a high note for the Browns defense. You get a fumble recovery by Isaiah McGuire, who was in for Alex Wright. We certainly hope that he's okay, but I was pretty encouraged by this. Most importantly, the quarterbacks both look good. Watson cannot have that interception in the red zone, but there was a lot more good than bad. I thought the offensive line in particular had a good day, and that was really what I was honestly maybe even most concerned about if you're talking about the first 22.
I think they needed it. Go ahead, Huff.
Yeah, I was going to say the disappointment for me coming out of the game against the Bears was both of our lines did not play very well. There was not push. There was not seams from the offensive line. Defensively, we were not able to get any pressure. And we saw a different story here today. Defensive line was getting some nice pressure on the Buffalo Bills quarterbacks, and our offensive line created some seams. There was some nice gaps in the running game. We saw even without Quinshon Judkins back there gaining some yards, opening some holes. And I think that's encouraging because we all know that without a Josh Allen at quarterback, you're going to have to be able to have a solid running game to hang in some of these games, and we saw nice progress in that regard today.
So there are a couple of
Just
runs here.
Munkin's at the podium, so I don't know if we're going to get it or not.
I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Okay.
So we're not sure.
Okay. If we get it, we get it. Hopefully we do. I was going to say, Hoff, there are a couple of runs where we're debating, like the one of that final possession as well. Like, is Rocket Sanders down? Is Dylan Sampson down? When you go back after a joint practice and look at the film, do intelligent minds differ on whether or not that was a well-blocked play and whether or not that really would have hit?
So, first of all, on the offensive line, we try not to be resultists.
Okay.
So, hey, I got beat as a left tackle, but, my quarterback made the guy miss and threw a touchdown pass. We're not high-fiving. We're looking at what did we do? Can we do it better? That said, the run by Dylan Sampson specifically, if he got tackled where the official marked him down, we need to cut him today and bring in any running back from high school and beyond because that was not even a one-hand touch where they marked him down.
And he did not
get
tackled. In fact, he kept running.
It was a great run. It was an outside zone over our left side. And we always say the best cut is no cut. That's what it was. There was a seam. He put his foot in the ground and ran straight up the field down the sideline. Nobody was there. So you got to feel really good about the explosive runs because because if you want to average over 4 yards per carry, if you want to have 100 yards rushing in a game, typically it means you need a handful of explosive runs, and then you need to be efficient, which means 4 yards or more, first down or touchdown on those other runs. And it felt like that's what they were able to do up front.
Yeah, and on that one as well, that was one where Watson changed the play ahead of time. So that's something that we don't know if, and we've talked about what the quarterback freedom in this to get into the right play. And so that's one where perhaps that was the right check for the situation. We did get the big gainer right there for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, that was one of the things that was fun for me last week when I got to spend time coaching with the offensive line, spending it in meeting rooms. And this was an offense I'm familiar with because NFL offenses, everybody runs a lot of the same plays, but the detail with which the quarterback has to play with almost every play having 2 calls within it is challenging to pick up, but it does give your quarterback great freedom to make sure that you're always getting in the right play depending on what the defense is showing out there. Now, it's not always going to be perfect, but the quarterback has an ability to make you right and to have a smart quarterback back there. And seeing it today from both of our guys, specifically on that play with Deshaun Watson, making sure we're giving our guys the best chance of success.
Layman's question here, is the quarterback in this offense truly giving 2 full play calls, or is there an obvious known check from each individual play call?
So a lot of the plays are just set up where there is 2 plays. It's not in the systems that I've been in where they actually have 2 play calls. It's just taking 2 plays and calling them consecutively. Mm-hmm. Whereas this system, within 1 call, it's building in other options, run, pass, if it's 2 high, if it's 1 high, if there's a safety down, if there's a different front, it's already built into pretty much all of those calls.
Yeah, and we noticed on that one they showed
Do
2
we have
high,
Coach? All right, we go to Coach
check
Monk.
to the run, and that hit the big run.
And that's why cadence is really important. Sorry.
No worries. Let's go to Coach at the podium now if we have him.
2 or 3 hours, but as of right now, I left the field going, I think we got some guys to work with.
Was there a breakdown on the long touchdown by the tight end defensively?
God, I'd hope so. I mean, right? It's got to be a breakdown, right? There's no chance that's not a breakdown. But we didn't have a headset, so I wasn't listening to the call. And I was actually looking at my call sheet, trying to figure out the next drive. So I don't know where it went wrong.
So the way like the excitement of what you're describing the practice, it sounds like, do you think the ones got some good work and you're not going to see them on Saturday?
I don't anticipate seeing our older ones with that. Okay. I do see some of our younger players. I anticipate our younger players playing Saturday night.
So Concepcion in Boston.
I'll just say anticipate some of our younger players playing Saturday night.
How did you think just overall Shedeur handled his 2-minute drill there at the end?
He did great. He started off a little slow, the first few reps he had in team, but that's to be understood. He didn't start the drill out. It's kind of awkward. We wanted to make sure we got them reps, but right in the middle of the ones, you sub in the quarterback, and that's not always easy, but screw it, spot the ball. Make a damn play. That's part of it too.
And then you gave him 2 reps with the 2s.
Well, what we had to do to even it is, when it was 10-7, is how did we make sure that Deshaun and Shedeur got, say it was, with the 2-minute and everything else, let's say they got about 30 reps apiece, where Dylan would get like 15, and where we'd get Talon, say, about 6 or 7. That's what we were kind of thinking.
Yeah,
so that means they had to get with some of the 2s.
Disruption.
No, it's not easy. I'll send you with the 2s, but otherwise, I'd rather have the reps and live with the disruption.
Todd, what questions do you still need to be answered before you can make that quarterback decision?
Oh, I don't. I haven't looked at the tape from today, and we haven't played Saturday. So that's all still part of it, right? Just like every day is.
You talk so much about figuring out what you guys do well and sort of leaning into those things. How much did today, I understand you haven't watched the tape yet, you obviously the game Saturday, how much did today kind of help you figure out some of the things that you guys did well?
I don't know that yet. I'll have a better idea come Monday after this and Saturday to kind of say from 1 to 53 or 1 to whatever, 68 or whatever's on practice squad of who we are. And they rotated guys. It wasn't all just the ones, right? We certainly have our work cut out for us. But I'm really proud of our guys, the way they competed on offense. I'll get a chance to watch the defense. But really proud of the way the guys again, got after it a little bit, and we had some of our skill guys make some plays, and so did our quarterbacks. There was a few things that obviously we can be better at, starting with me.
Todd, one of the guys that was making plays was Casey, kind of really involved, and he felt very confident out there too, going against the Bills. What does it say about him in his game as a rookie that he's out here that confident in a joint practice?
It's just who he is. I go all the way back to when we first met him. Unfortunately, he's got a little bit of a stuttering problem, right? But when you meet him, he doesn't blink. It doesn't faze him. He never apologizes. He just gathers himself and speaks. It's pretty freaking cool, man. It says a lot about him. He's not embarrassed. He doesn't blink. He just loves playing football, man. You can see it. That's why he was a first-round pick.
It looked like a fan that got blown up a little bit under blocking. Considering your depth problems at tight end, how big a concern is that position group right now?
Oh, it's a concern. With all the injuries we've had, trying to develop some guys, it's a concern. I don't think where we're at now where we'll be when we start the season. I've been really pleased with Harold and Blake. And Carson's come a long ways. I think we get Mike back at fullback here in a week. I think that'll help.
Todd, you talked about things getting edgy but not going over the top. Is there like a sense of relief for you that you got all the work in without anything kind of erupting?
Yeah. But you only are on one field, right? I was just hoping if it erupted, it'd been on my field. I didn't want to end up having to run all the way over there and then run all the way back. That's a credit to them and us. They talked, our guys talked, went right up to the line, and that's what it should be. That's what it should look like. If anybody wants to know what a joint practice should look like, I can't speak to the other side. That's what it ought to look like. Competing, we weren't on the ground a ton every now and then. Guys talking, guys competing, and having restraint.
Todd, a similar question to the tight ends, but I know you don't have an answer on Alex yet, but just with all the injuries that you guys have had up and down the line, how have guys adjusted, and how concerned are you these last few weeks here?
I really haven't been that concerned because really, we haven't had anything really long term. We've had to let go of some guys because we needed to get some bodies in, but they weren't still going to be long term. So we'll see what happens with Alex. But, it's the nature of the game. But we've been pretty well calloused, and we came out today, especially on offense. We had our whole line together, right? We didn't have Q out there, had our quarterbacks, had the rest of our backs. Wideouts were out there. So we're actually pretty clean right now on offense, and we'll get some of those other guys back on defense.
How much of a disappointment is it that Q wasn't able to participate in this? He's a mainstay in your offense.
He is, but he's been out there all the time till now. I'd be more frustrated if it's been 2 weeks, but out of precaution, I think he was smart with where he was at.
Todd, Deshaun went first. You split the reps, pretty evenly. Do you feel like there's a world in which one of those two guys was able to gain sort of significant ground on a day like today?
Hard to say without watching it, because you're living at the result, and did we get the ball out? Were our eyes in the right spot? Again, I made the mistake in 2 minutes. Again, before I see it, I won't comment, but I've been pleased with both of them, and I was pleased with both of them today. We're not where we want to be, and we don't have to be. We got a couple more weeks.
Is the plan still for Deshaun in the third quarter?
Sean will still come in the third quarter. Shedeur will play the first half. Dylan will play the fourth quarter, within reason. If Sean takes a drive into the fourth quarter, he'll continue.
Did Rudy give you any kind of preliminary report on how the defense went?
We didn't have time to talk. Called up the team. I got to speak, and I go see people that I know from the Bills, some of the ex-Georgia players. So haven't had a chance to talk to him yet.
What did you see from Taylor Green in his limited reps today?
First of all, he's so damn smart. That dude is smart as heck. To go out there and function, we hardly give him any reps. I love that dude. Work, smile on his face. I'm happy we got him. We just hard to fit him in, with the reps, with the rep count.
Good? Josh Allen. Last one. Talking over there about you said sacks are a quarterback stat, and there's an area of learning for him. What's your perspective on sacks as a quarterback stat?
Oh, I don't know. It's a stat. Hell, I don't know. if the back misses a protection, is that a quarterback? No, it's the back, right? If we call a wrong call up front, and we turn a D lineman loose, is that a quarterback sack? No. I mean, are there quarterback sacks? Damn right there are. But everybody owns that, right? Sometimes you hold the ball too long, right? I know this with a guy like Josh Allen and our guys. They're going to take a sack now and then, but guess what they're going to do? Make a ton of plays, right, when they get on the move. That's part of it. And then they'll say it's a quarterback sack. Well, then you know what? When they move around and make a play, that's a quarterback play then. If you're going to own it all, you're going to take that part of it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, there you go, Todd Monken. Post-practice media scrum after joint practice with the Browns and the Bills is now in the books. Final thought from the Hoff and Dr. Z before you guys go on to your other obligations. Z, I'll start with you. Did you get accomplished? Did you see what you needed to see today from your Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, I felt like the Cleveland Browns certainly looked like they belonged, and that was important. I thought both quarterbacks made plays and looked like they belonged. The young receivers that we had seen make plays continued to make plays. So overall, I thought I was very encouraged. Our special teams unit looked good, and that had been obviously a problem for us last year, why you have a change at that spot. So I was encouraged by this. You know, people get into, did he win the practice? Did he not win the practice? This, that, whatever. And obviously at the end we were having a lot of fun, getting all amped up. But the fact that it's even a question, and I think is good. This is a team in the Buffalo Bills that have Super Bowl aspirations. The Cleveland Browns are a team that's won 8 games in the last 2 years and are trying to get into the point where they can earn the right to have such real aspirations legitimately. Everybody has those aspirations. And so I thought this was a very good showing. I thought our offense looked very good against their defense. And that was, to me, what you want to see. I think our defense is going to be just fine in the regular season. Josh Allen's MVP. I'll tell you what, folks. He's fun to watch. Yeah, that was absolutely, we didn't pay anything, but if we did, worth the price of admission. But I thought offensively we looked as good as I hoped we could look. And both quarterbacks, I think, at times made big-time throws. Deshaun made a couple of big-time throws. The one that Deshaun threw to Malachi Corley, that Shedeur threw to Malachi Corley, in beating the linebacker, trying to undercut it, and then Corley runs it up the field, should have been a touchdown. That's a big-time throw. They were both big-time on third downs when they needed to understand what we have to do to get to the sticks. That was good. I'll be honest, more encouraged about our quarterbacks and our offense than I truly thought maybe I would be. I tell people all the time, what are we going to be this year? I don't really know, but I think we'll be more fun on offense, and I think we saw that today.
Yeah, we took their punches. We fought back. We hung in there. We had our moments. They had their moments. But when you're talking about having a joint practice against a team that has legit Super Bowl aspirations, like Z mentioned, and to be able to sit there at the end of the day and honestly, even without our Browns-colored glasses, to say, hey, we feel like we got an argument where we won that practice. We finished really strong. I think you have to feel really good about the progress that was made in the last week and specifically in this practice, hanging in there with one of the Super Bowl champs, having our moments, and showing a balanced team. Run game, stopping the run, getting some pressure on the quarterback, throwing the football down the field. Our young weapons continue to show up. Some of the screen games that Coach Monken is employing, especially when they get down to the red zone, I think they're going to do a great job on offense, spreading the teams on defense, sideline to sideline, taking advantage of those windows and keeping the defense on their toes, which is not something we could always say in years past.
I know you guys both have to bounce. Mr. Siciliano and I will continue. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Bally Bet and the Bally Bet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly. Fun, you're a fan of the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Download today, get 50 back in bonus bets. You place your first wager of 10 or more. Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Merely Bo, the great orange jacket, Mr. Siciliano,
Hello.
joining you here. Well, this is the one we've been waiting for,
Yeah,
bud.
bud.
This was the one we've been waiting for. We heard from the Hoff. We heard from Dr. Z. What say you? Did you get accomplished what you needed to get accomplished if you're Todd Monken?
I think you got a lot accomplished. This is one of those ones like Nathan said, hey, who won? Did we win? Did they win? I don't know who won. It's a joint practice. Buffalo has a shot at a Super Bowl. The Browns are trying to build something here. If this had been a real game, if this had been sometime in September at Huntington Bank Field, say instead of the Panthers in the home opener, week number 3, and everybody was out there, including Carson Schlesinger and Tyson Campbell for all of team drills and Quinshon Judkins, and maybe the offensive line had some time to gel. Quarterback, ask me about that later. I think the Browns would have held their own. I think they would have held their own a heck of a lot better than they did last year when the Bills came in here and James Cook gashed them on the ground. Now, that said, that was still a one-possession game because Miles and Mason Graham got Josh Allen down near the goal line, barely avoiding a safety and twisting his ankle at the end of the second quarter. But the Browns hung around last year. This team is better than that team, Browns team, that is, from a year ago. Much better. I think the weapons stood out again today. Casey Concepcion, man, continues to flash. I'm a big Dylan Sampson fan. And no, is he going to be the powerful inside runner that Quinshon is? No, the holes have to be there, maybe more so than Quinshon, as Monken said Tuesday on the coaches show with Nathan. Heck, we blocked it for 2 and Quinshon got 8.
Yeah, right.
In that game against the Bears early Saturday at Soldier Field. But I think Dylan Sampson can be an effective runner. It's really hard for me right now because Josh Allen at times made it look easy.
He did
today.
Yeah, he did.
Let's be fair. It's hard for me to really get a real read on this defense because of the fact that you don't have Schlesinger. Campbell was in there, but not truly in there. And there is just no depth right now on the D-line. Mike Hall got in there with some second-team reps, but he's yet to work his way up to the first team. This was not a fully operational battleship, let's put it that way.
No, and then, you have the injury to Alex Wright, which
just, who knows? We saw the video.
Yeah, we saw it.
It looks like a lower leg, an ankle of some kind. Don't want to speculate.
Yeah, so that added to it, and so you're shorthanded up front to begin with, and I mean, just telling it like it is, Allen was surgical, and went right down the field.
And there was time when the Browns overloaded the right side, and James Cook flares out to the other side. And
they just had the answers to the test.
Easy, yes.
But to your point, no Tyson, no Carson, and the defensive line was kind of a mismatch in terms of who was there. Tyson was out there, but not always in 11-on-11, not always out there.
More so than he has been doing recently.
For sure, more than the last couple of days, but certainly not out there the way that he would have been. What I was most concerned about, and we'll finish our conversation with the quarterbacks in a second, but what I was most concerned about was could our offensive line hold up because they haven't been holding up against our defensive line, and that's been a theme throughout camp. And I think they did. I think they pointed themselves very well. I thought they run blocked it pretty well. I thought they pass protected pretty well, knowing that Buffalo isn't the best pass rush team, but they tried to address that in the offseason, so we'll see. But I thought our offensive line held up very well. And obviously the million-dollar question is quarterback, and you heard Todd. We played a great portion of the press conference that he had, that he's missing some data points, hasn't seen the film from this, hasn't seen the film from the game Saturday either, so those will be the last two things. I will just acknowledge I had this wrong because my hunch was in July I anticipated that I would, based on rep count here, have an answer to the test. There's no answers to the test if you're looking for the rep counter because it was totally even today.
Yeah, it was. Have you noticed a change in tone? And I want to be careful how I say this. Todd Monken was not negative about the quarterbacks early in camp, but there was a lot of emphasis, and sometimes he was answering the questions asked to him about cadence, about the operation. Right. Operationally, both of the guys had a lot of room or a lot of work to do. Deshaun was certainly better than Shedeur early, but Shedeur has gotten better. And the last, I'd say, week, especially after the Bears game, he has been, I would say apologetic, but like over the top with the praise for both guys. Yeah. Have you noticed that? And maybe he doesn't want to play his hand, although people are reading between the lines with everything he says. He's been over the top. It's been awesome with this guy. And I think Shedeur is doing great, like back and forth. And I think he's trying to hide his cards, and I don't know what he's going to do. My gut tells me don't aggregate this. My gut tells me
Deshaun, but I don't know because, like, if Shedeur comes out, whether it's against the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, or guys the Bills sign off the street strictly for this game on Saturday, if he comes out and throws 3 touchdowns at Huntington Bank Field in the first quarter, I don't know. Does the conversation change?
Should it?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's the thing that's hard because this is a subjective choice, and the eye of the beholder is one man who all he wants to do is win. And certainly he'll lean on lieutenants for questions here or there. Am I seeing this right? So forth and so on. But it's really, you'd have to get into Todd's head to see, like, because my guess is the Bills are obviously going to play none of their 1s. My hunch is they'll play very few of their, like, even their 2s. I don't even know what that's going to be. We don't know what Joe Brady, where he's going to go with that. So
Joe Brady said before the practice,
Yeah.
I don't know if he spoke after, but he spoke about 20 minutes before practice and said that it was up in the air and his decision on whether his starters will play or how much they will play Saturday rests solely on how this practice went. I think it went pretty well for his team, so I would.
I don't think you're going to see anybody from their
I
offense.
would not
I'll tell you
expect
that.
to see any. If Josh Allen plays on Saturday, please come down to Huntington Bank Field regardless.
Yeah, I
right? I'd be surprised.
No, yeah. So that's the thing that's going to be so interesting about this. And I keep trying to remind the audience about this. He's been around these guys for months. A play here or play there in camp is not going to be the differentiator. What you're looking for is big themes on who can be the guy to lead this. And I think the good news for Browns fans after what we saw today is this is a Super Bowl contender in the AFC and the Buffalo Bills. This is probably a team, we talked about this earlier, that probably has the most pressure on it or as much as anybody in the league to finally win that Super Bowl. They've been knocking on the door for a long time. And on your line of scrimmage offensively, you held up, and both quarterbacks had moments. I thought Deshaun's highs were higher than Shedeur's highs. Deshaun had the one low. He really just had the one mistake. Other than that, it was pretty close to a flawless performance out of him.
At least the pick came from a Buckeye, right? Yeah.
There's that, which will make people in Ohio proud. But, yeah, I mean, that was kind of it. Like, other than that, he was pretty close to flawless and was probably having his best practice as a Cleveland Brown up until the pick. But the pick did happen.
Yes.
And Shedeur played very well as well. He made a lot of great throws. So the thing, and as we were watching this is the thing that I just kept coming back to as I'm watching Josh Allen. Obviously, from the obvious stuff that he's as good as advertised, but also he gets all of it.
Yep.
And so we were doing the kind of back and forth stuff, and that's what can be difficult. You got about 20 seconds. What are
Okay.
you looking for Saturday?
I want to see continued development of the offensive line, and I would like to see some more answers at corners for the young guys. I'd like to see Michael Coates continue his ascension.
Yeah, there's a lot to watch for here on Saturday. There's a lot, and I think you nailed two of them. Always a pleasure, buddy.
Likewise.
This was fun. This one was very, very fun to be able to see these teams kind of go at it. And the good news for all of you is you're going to hear our reactions to all of it. The first hour and 20 minutes of practice is coming your way. Everything we saw, we were the only ones to be out here to describe it live, and it was a thrill to be able to do it. I think you're going to enjoy it a lot. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. You're brought to you by Bally Bet, the Bally Bet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland.